Very rarely do you have any inclement weather, so it's perfect for it. And there you go. I mean, I don't know. It's unfortunate that the Chargers are having so many problems to get in a new stadium here, because this is where they belong.
If they ever did leave San Diego, and they're going to stay with the LA Chargers in 1960 for 1 year, moved here in 61, I think you'd have teams lined up to come here. But a great environment, Link. And they are wearing their powder blue throwbacks, the Raiders and the Chargers in San Diego. You're from this area, so you know what this game means to the people down here.
Oh, most definitely. This is almost like our ninth home game. We always have a good showing from the Southern California Raider Nation, and they're out today, so it's a good split. But there's a lot of Raider fans that are optimistic, looking for a win today.
Chargers are wearing their powder blue. These are throwbacks, not exactly like the ones they wore in the 60s. A little more pop in the powder blue. Jacoby Jones back to return. The kickoff of Sebastian Janikowski. We're underway from Mission Valley. Jones 9 yards deep is coming out. Starting left, he made a bad call. They're going to drop him on the 10-yard line. They gave him a big deal in the offseason, Tom, to leave the Baltimore Ravens, a 2-year, $5.5 million deal. That ball was too high in the air and 9 yards deep, and he took it out of the end zone.
Yeah, plus the return was back across the field from where he caught it. He caught it on the right side of the end zone coming out, and he was returning it to the left center, and it took him forever to get there.
Out to the 11-yard line. You know, when they quantify kickoff return yardage, they have to look at how far deep you're starting in the end zone. That was a terrible choice to bring the ball out. Here's Phillip Rivers, who'll be in the shotgun all day. He does have to his right Brandon Oliver. Melvin Gordon does not start the game. They have a slot formation left. Rivers looks right, throws. Malcolm Floyd the catch on DJ Hayden. The big, powerful wide receiver with the vertical speed will lunge forward after a gain of about 7. There was a report this morning that Melvin Gordon was going to be inactive for the game. He was benched in the second half at Lambeau last Sunday. He is up for the game, but not starting. It is Brandon Oliver, who was a 4-year teammate at the University of Buffalo and a 3-year roommate of Khalil Mack. They go to a double tight formation on 2nd and 3. Lone receiver is Keenan Allen out wide left, watched by his childhood friend David Amerson. They grew up in North Carolina together. Heavy formation. They're going to run Oliver straight ahead. He gets popped in the hole. You may not see them line up in that formation all day today, Link, as the Chargers went double tights. They brought in their 2 big blocking tight ends, David Johnson and John Phillips. They do not have a lead blocking fullback on the team, but they tried to slam it in there, and the Raiders slammed it right back.
Well, the Raiders' defense has been pretty good against the run all year, and I don't think it's going to give up here. And as you mentioned, this is not a strong running team, the Chargers.
3rd down and 2. Rivers in the gun. They go empty. 3 left on 2 right. They are going to motion Danny Woodhead, the former Jet and Patriot, to Rivers right in the gun. He's a tremendous pass-catching running back. 26 catches, flares out, ball goes left, broken up in the air, intercepted by Malcolm Smith, running back the other way, 20, 10, 5, cuts inside, they'll drop him, King Dunlap will, it'll be on the 1-yard line. 1st and goal to the Raiders, as the ball popped up in the air, and Malcolm Smith took it out of the air and ran it back 23 yards.
Wow, they just put, they lined up with Woodhead out wide, and then he came back inside. They knew they had man-to-man coverage, and he tried to run a little slant to the slot guy, and the ball was just played perfectly and knocked up in the air.
Stevie Johnson was the intended target. One thing about Rivers, he gets the ball out of his hands so quickly. 2.2 seconds. You can drive on these quick throws, Link. You know where he's going with the football.
And Coach mentioned that when the Woodhead was started out in motion, or without the motion, Malcolm Smith was a linebacker that went out there and came back in with Woodhead, so it's good the Raiders had that defense call.
Offside out of the left, Jameis Alawale. They give it to Latavius Murray off the left side. He's tripped up. He will not get in. Jimmy Wilson, the safety, starting for Eric Weddle, will make the stop. It'll be 2nd and goal to go from the 1-yard line. Raider offensive line, and they've played all now 342 snaps this year, this fivesome. Donald Penn, left tackle, Gabe Jackson, left guard, Rodney Hudson at center, Jamarcus Webb at right guard, and Austin Howard at right tackle. Tom, do you power in here, or do you pull it out and throw it on 2nd and goal?
Well, I would right now I would think they're going to power it, because the one thing you want to show your control of that line of scrimmage.
Raiders have Khalif Barnes in and Lee Smith, so essentially they go double tights left. They hand off to Murray. Takes it into the end zone. I think he broke it. Yep. He did. Touchdown, Raiders. He got stood up at the goal line, Link. He went in high, but he was able to get the ball over the goal line for a Raider touchdown.
That time he went right over the side of Khalif Barnes and Donald Penn, the left tackle. As Coach mentioned, they've got their power formation. It's all about attitude when you're down on the goal line. Put it in your big boys' hands, and they came through that time.
Yeah, they went to Khalif Barnes, the three-tackle look, Tom. The six offensive line, but also Lee Smith was out there, and a good block from Alawale, so a lot of beef. He didn't get a real great push, and again, he's not a great goal line runner, Murray. He went in high, but he got the ball to puncture the goal line for a touchdown.
Yeah, he was a little too high. He got stood up a little bit, but he was able to cross the plane.
Janikowski, the 33-yard extra point. He loves kicking here in San Diego. Had a 5 field goal game back early in his career. He'll drive this one through, and the Raiders grab control of the game right away with the interception by Malcolm Smith down to the 2-yard line and the touchdown from Latavius Murray, and the Raiders take the 7-0 lead. Here's the kickoff by Janikowski. Jacoby Jones will let this fly right through the back of the end zone for a touchback. He made a bad call to run back the opening kick of the game, and they had a bad drive start the 11-yard line. San Diego, he's had 10 touchdowns in his career on punt and kickoff returns, Jacoby Jones, but he's not had a great game. We'll see this formation all day today, Tom. San Diego will single up one receiver to one side, 3 will go to the other, and they went to the middle guy of the 3 wide receiver side, Stevie Johnson on slant, and the ball was hit up in the air by, now that was T.J. Carey. It was T.J. Carey, not D.J. Hayden, who tipped that ball up in the air. Well, Carey, that's where the skill of playing that corner, playing safety as a corner, able to drive on that ball. Rivers going to play action to Oliver, screen to Oliver, big screen team, well read by the Raiders. All over it is the middle linebacker, Curtis Lofton. They will draw, they will screen you all day, Tom. They fake the handoff to Oliver and got him out left for a screen, and Curtis Lofton, the middle linebacker, that's where the film work during the week comes into play. He diagnosed that immediately.
He diagnosed it immediately, and so did some of the defensive linemen, including Big Dan Williams, who's out there screening, looked like a scat back.
They will screen you all day. A lot of screens and draws. Rivers in the gun. They have a 2-by-2 formation. Stevie Johnson wide right. Keenan Allen wide left, but it's a tight formation on 2nd and 11. Quick throw out left. Catch made by Ladarius Green. A good running young tight end. Remember, Gates inactive today. He's tackled by Malcolm Smith quickly. That'll bring up a 3rd down for San Diego. Rivers will get you back on the line. They will not huddle. For the last couple of years, he's been running it like a young Peyton Manning at the line. He'll get you on the line with about 25 on the play clock, which it is now. But they will not snap it until you're under 10 on the clock. They go to a 2-by-2 formation. Keenan Allen in the right slot. Outside of him, Malcolm Floyd. And they have Ladarius Green left slot, and Stevie Johnson, the former Bill, and 49er wide. Danny Woodhead to his left in the gun, looking left, throwing, stop, route, broken up by Nico Thorpe, but a flag came in. Or did they? No flag, pardon me. Stevie Johnson's wearing yellow, goldish type gloves. It looked like a flag came in, but it was swatted away there by Nico Thorpe. Time driving on the outcut, the stop route, perfectly timed to knock it away.
Yeah, Stevie Johnson over there campaigning for some kind of a flag, but he got one. He didn't get one.
In that play, the Raiders brought a blitz in, and Rivers knew he had to get rid of the ball. A little miscommunication between him and the receiver almost was a turnover.
Mike Cypress, longtime punter here in San Diego, had a leg injury last week in Green Bay. He was run into by one of the Packers, blocked into. Let's see how he is able to kick today. One of the best when he's healthy. Did not hit this one great. Little pressure. T.J. Carey, room to go. 34. Starting right. Tries to get outside the numbers. Cuts inside. Breaks a tackle. 45. And dropped on the Raider 46-yard line. So a nice return there by T.J. Carey after a short punt by Mike Cypress. What a great start for the Raiders. The interception by Malcolm Smith. Quick touchdown by Latavius Murray, and now Derek Carr. And the offense, great drive start of their second series, begin on their own 46. Carr will go into a shotgun. Latavius Murray to his left. Amari Cooper goes wide right, watched by Jason Verrett. Michael Crabtree left, watched by the struggling Flowers. They motion Murray out wide. Empty set. 4-man pressure, throw middle, catch by Marcel Reese. And he's tackled by the middle linebacker, the rookie Denzel Perriman, who was making the start today for Manti Te'o. Raiders, Tom, will try to exploit the middle of the Charger defense. Perriman is very fast and rugged, but Donald Bettler a step slower, and they feel they can isolate some of these Charger linebackers. 2nd down coming up for the Raiders. Jameis Alawale is in as a lead blocking fullback ahead of Murray. Carr under center now. Ingram coming from the outside is going to make it a 5-man pressure. And the run, they crease him. Murray off the right side. Donald Butler with his helmet pulled off. A flag is thrown by the referee, Jerome Boger. It's against the Raiders
foul,
here.
Grabbing the face mask. Offense, number 77. 15-yard penalty. Replay. Second down.
I'm assuming, Link, that Austin Howard ripped the face mask and the helmet of Donald Butler right off his head there, and that's the foul.
Yeah, he was working a tandem block with someone in the interior part of the line. I didn't see what it is. Jamarcus Webb might have been working a tandem block up to the linebacker, and Butler was able to duck under, and that's when Howard got his hands on the helmet.
Raiders that time able to crease him in the run game, Tom. Melvin Ingram came out of blitz from the outside. He's one of their active outside linebackers, along with the young Jerry Atachu, who leads them in quarterback sacks. They don't put the pressure on during the days of Sean Merriman and Sean Phillips, but they've been getting sacks more lately. Second down now, Raiders. Big loss there. Second and 22, back on their 34. Carr in the shotgun. Play clock down. Carr looking left, throwing up the sideline for Cooper. Batted away by Jason Verrett. Young man who grew up in Fairfield, a big-time Raider fan. A flag is down on the opposite side of the field. I think they may have held Michael Crabtree, or no?
Illegal hands to the face.
Yeah.
Defense, number 24.
It's on Brandon Flowers.
5-yard penalty.
On the other side of the field, Tom,
First down.
they went to Amari Cooper against Verrett, and the struggling Brandon Flowers is called for the violation against Crabtree on the other side of the field.
Just a terrible foul by Flowers. A gift to the Raiders, because that was long yardage. It would have been second down and long yard, third down and long
Third and 24 it would have
and
been.
instead they got a 1st and 10 to go.
Yeah, Flowers really struggling. He had a knee problem. Missed a game against Minnesota. Has not been the same player. It was a Pro Bowler a year ago. Raiders go slot right now. Roberts inside of Crabtree. Amari Cooper against Verrett. Play action to Murray. Carr pressured by Jimmy Wilson. The blitz going to lob one high in the air for Crabtree. He dropped it. He had the ball at the San Diego 30-yard line, and he flat out dropped it. That is the first pass all year that Michael Crabtree has dropped. And he's going back, Link pointing to his chest saying, "My bad." You just don't see him drop the ball. That was like a punt right into his lap.
Well, he did everything.
Now, he lost Link, Tom, but Crabtree with great hands just does not drop balls like that.
Yeah, it was a double move, and Flowers actually played it pretty well, but Crabtree played it even better by coming back to the ball that was underthrown on purpose.
Now the Raiders move Amari Cooper in the slot to get him away from Verrett. Patrick Robinson, the former New Orleans Saint, picks him up. 2nd and 10, Raiders on their 39. Carr got a motion out. Roberts a screen out left to Murray. A juggling catch. He almost dropped it again. He does secure the ball. And he's pushed out at the 40-yard line. A similar type play to the drop he had in Chicago. Tom, when he had the ball get into his body, it popped up in the air, and Pernell McPhee intercepted it. This one he juggled again, but he was able to reel it in.
Yeah, same kind of pass, too. A little quick swing out to the left side. Same part of the field, too.
Raiders got to be careful. The Chargers document a lot of blitzes so far in this drive, bringing a lot of pressure.
Third down and 9. San Diego. Let's see what they have, a wide front length. Verrett now against Michael Cooper. Jason Verrett. Flag, they stopped the play. The play clock was at 7.
Official timeout.
There was a whistle.
For an injured player. There was no play.
Melvin Ingram is coming off the field injured. Interesting. They were going to snap the ball, and the officials granted the timeout due to injury to Melvin Ingram, who's having a nice year but has been plagued by injury throughout his first few years, 3 years in the NFL. He just fell down, Tom.
Yeah, he just fell backwards, and laid there and waved his hand. He's the number 1 draft choice in 2012. Actually, he has 1.5 sacks. I don't know what's wrong.
Now, he's had a knee and a hip. He tore his ACL as a rookie. Link, any idea? He was lined up to play defense, and he just fell over.
And he just fell over, and he went over to the sideline, sitting on the bench now. No idea what happened. I didn't even see him get injured.
3rd down and 9 coming up. The San Diego Chargers have been a porous defensive team in some regard. Third down defense has not been one area. They're a terrific third down defense, 33.8% they've allowed this year, which is 4th best in the NFL. But Melvin Ingram, one of their great outside rush guys. It is 3rd down and 9. Amari Cooper again. Verrett's going to follow him around wherever he goes today. They put Seth Roberts in the slot inside of Amari. Robinson's got him. They have a bunch formation to the right with Taiwan Jones. Carr over the middle. Taiwan wide open midfield. Cuts inside and dropped on San Diego's 43-yard line. There's a big menu of plays today, Tom, for Taiwan Jones. and that time they used him as a pass catcher behind a bunch formation, came over the middle, wide open for a catch and run of 16 yards.
And they got what they wanted. They got man-to-man coverage with the linebacker. I believe it was Donald Butler, who's covered a man-to-man, who was behind him by at least a stride or two.
Butler cannot cover him. A simple pivot route, just a nod in and then over the middle for an easy pitch and catch. 1st and 10 Raiders on the Charger 44. Lead play. Alawale, great block. Murray gets loose. First down Raiders 30. Gets wide down the sideline. Cuts inside before Denzel Perryman drops him on the San Diego 30-yard line link. You gotta love that. The old-fashioned lead play. Alawale, the lead blocker, in a gaping hole off the right side for Latavius Murray to gallop 14 yards.
Very smart by the Raiders. Picking on the Chargers, they know they're short at linebackers, and of course when you have a linebacker that goes to the sideline with an injury, you primarily run in their dime formation, so now you're picking on numbers. You got 2 in the as you take them out.
Raiders are picking on Donald Butler, who grew up in Sacramento, went to Del Campo High in Fair Oaks. On the previous play, there was a pass play. That time a great lead block by Alawale. 1st and 10, 30-yard line. Carr looking left, throwing left. It's caught by Michael Crabtree, well covered there by Brandon Flowers. And that'll take it inside the San Diego 25 on the Charger 24. It's obvious the matchups have been declared here. It's going to be Brandon Flowers time all day against Michael Crabtree because Jason Verrett is going to follow Amari Cooper wherever he goes.
Yeah, they have early in this game, and so far Crabtree has been open twice, caught one, dropped one.
And that's the first drop he's had all year as a Raider. Raiders go 2-by-2 formation. Crabtree and Cooper are right. Clyde Walford and Roberts left. Quick throw, catch. Crabtree in the slot. And the Raiders have a first down inside the 20 on the San Diego 18-yard line. A lot of openings in the middle of the field. The Raiders feel like Perriman's a much faster player than Manti Te'o, who's out with an ankle injury, but still, their linebackers in the middle of this 3-4, Tom, are a bit slow, and the Raiders feel like with these in-cuts, whether it's Tywan Jones or Crabtree or Cooper, they can make some plays inside on them.
Yeah, if they're going to play man-to-man, there's going to be a lot of mismatches. If they're going to play zone, they're going to react quickly.
1st and 10 Raiders inside the red zone. Jameis Alawale, the fullback, the only back. Heavy formation. They're going to give it to Alawale straight ahead. Breaks the tackle, but then dropped on the 15-yard line. He had 6 carries last week, or 2 weeks ago, the last game. Raiders had a bye week last week against Denver. A lot of that in the second half when Latavius Murray did not play. But an interesting formation there, Link. They went heavy, double tights, and gave the ball to the fullback, Alawale, in a single back set.
Well, you know what? They've got, without Eric Weddle in there, they've got Jimmy Wilson, and I think the Raiders really want to pick on the interior part of this run defense to see how porous they are up the middle.
Now it's 13 personnel again. 1 back, Alawale, 3 tight ends, Rivera, Walford, and Lee Smith. And they're going to play action, roll Carr right, throw to Rivera underneath the drag route. Breaks the tackle of Donald Butler. Then he's dropped there by Jimmy Wilson, the free safety starting for Weddle. Interesting formation, Tom. They went to 1 back. All 3 tight ends were in play there. A little play action, a half roll for Carr, and he threw to Michael Rivera, one of the backside tight ends, at a simple drag route.
Yeah, just tried to get him to overreact to the run because it was basically a run formation. Rivera just blocked for a moment for a couple of beats and then came out late, and he was the receiver.
Raiders dominating this early game, already up 7-0. It'll be a 3rd down coming up for the Raiders. 3rd and 3 on San Diego's 10. They're crowding the line. San Diego Carr going out for the end zone for Crabtree. Broken up by Brandon Flowers. Brandon Flowers, a tight coverage there. Crabtree lost his helmet going downtown. That was the old school back pylon fade. And Brandon Flowers has been victimized all year. Knocked it away from Crabtree in the back right corner of the end zone.
Yeah, that ball has to be a little higher to give Crabtree a chance to go up in the air for it. It got there almost sooner than he expected.
This will be a 29-yard field goal attempt for Janikowski as the Raiders look to go up 10-0. John Kondo will snap. The punter Marquette King will hold from the right hash mark. Left-footed kicker very seldom misses from this hash. The one he missed last week was on the left hash, and he also had 1 block. He drives that through, and the Raiders have a 2-score lead. Raiders 11 plays, 43-yard drive, 5.5 off the clock. They failed on 3rd down when they tried to throw it back of the end zone fade to Michael Crabtree. Well played by Brandon Flowers, the former Chief turned Charger Pro Bowl cornerback. And then Jano made the 29-yard field goal. Janikowski will kick off again. Raiders up 10-0. completely dominating the first 10 minutes of the game. Janikowski, a powerful kickoff. Jacoby Jones lets it float over his head. Did take one back in a Super Bowl 47 as a Raven, 108 yards. Rivers will jump into a shotgun as he will all day. It was an empty look. They will move Brandon Oliver, the back, to his left. Malcolm Smith follows, so Rivers knows now it's man coverage, and Malcolm Smith has the running back. Rivers out of the gun, looks left, a lob over the top. It was Khalil Mack that picked up Oliver on the circle route. So the Raiders switched up there, Tom. They dropped Mack into his lap, and he was all over it. You don't see Khalil dropping into coverage much, but that time he picked up Brandon Oliver on that circle route, and Rivers had nowhere to place the ball.
Yeah, he's lined up on the right for one thing, and most of the time he's been lining up on the left, and they had Aldon Smith was on the left side coming on the rush.
You will see him empty the backfield and then have the back coming behind him to check out the defense. Now he does the opposite. Oliver was to his side. Now they empty the backfield. Rivers looking left, throwing wide open. Keenan Allen at an underneath cut. And he's tackled by Malcolm Smith. Boy, the ball gets out quickly. Link, Rivers will not have it in his hand. Certainly not more than 2.5 seconds, but usually about 2-3, and the ball's out.
Well, like most quarterbacks in this league that are familiar with their offense, he's got a check with me scheme, and he's reading off of the defense. As you mentioned, depending on the motion, if he gets read or a zone or man, he knows where he's going with the ball pretty early.
Now he's got Keenan Allen, the wide receiver, next to him in the gun. They put 3 receivers to one side. Now they're going to motion Allen out. He'll line up in a stack formation behind the tight end, Ladarius Green. So 3 left, 2 right on 3rd and 1. Rivers throws, caught by the tight end there, John Phillips, who hardly ever catches the ball, the 4-year Cowboy, and now 2nd-year Charger. It's fascinating time to watch their offense, a lot the way the Broncos ran it a couple of years ago when Manning was at the height of his game. He'll run it all at the line, and with just subtle movements, motions, he'll try to figure out what kind of defense you're in.
Yeah, it's not necessarily a hurry-up offense, as you've mentioned. It's more or less just show me what you got, and we're going to call play.
Now the play clock at 15. He gets you up by 25. They do snap it quicker this time. Rivers back, cocks the throw, now throws it out, and he is going to get called. The flag came down here. Did he ground the ball? Jerome Boger was right there. Is it intentional grounding on Phillip Rivers? He did not get, in my opinion, wide enough, Tom, outside of the tackle box. Now the officials will conference. Will they get Rivers for the grounding? Here's Boger.
Tripping.
No, tripping.
Defense, number 99.
Wow.
10-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Tripping, huh?
Alden
Wow.
Smith, Link, is called for a trip. Now, was Rivers outside of the tackle box? Wasn't that not grounding? Interesting. What did Alden Smith do? A leg whip. Oh, that's how he got Rivers down.
Yeah, he had beat King Dunlap, and right when he was about to release the ball, he leg whipped him, and that. Oh.
Yeah, clearly Alden Smith, Tom, as we see a replay, got wide there on the left tackle, King Dunlap. And I haven't seen a leg whip like that since the days of Conrad Dobler.
Wow. Usually that's offense.
Exactly. He was the nasty offensive lineman of the St. Louis Cardinals, then went to Buffalo later. A leg whip on Alden Smith, a tripping violation, 2 minutes for tripping. Now it's 15 yards in this league. They're out to the 44-yard line. They go empty set again. Rivers looking left, now middle, now coming right. Catch. It is it's the other receiver, Dontrell Inman, who's also wearing yellow gloves today, the former CFL star. Flag down in the backfield.
Unnecessary roughness. Defense, number 99.
Alden Smith back-to-back personal foul penalties. Tripping. And how do they get him? They got unnecessary roughness is the call. Did he rough Phillip Rivers? So Alden gives the Chargers 30 yards on back-to-back snaps. And again, he came around. Next time he got inside on Orlando Franklin, it was not Alden Smith. It was Mario Edwards Jr.
Yeah, it was not. Yeah.
Now, horse collar tackles are allowed inside the pocket on the quarterback. You can't horse collar a quarterback, but they thought that was unnecessary roughness, so it was not a horse collar. I think they got the wrong numeral, Jerome Boger. It was 97, Mario Edwards Jr., not 99, Alden Smith. Gun run, Danny Woodhead. A lot of draws in this running game, and Malcolm Smith, the inside linebacker, makes the tackle. They run more draws than any team in football, Tom. It looks like every single one of their running plays, because Rivers is constantly in the shotgun, is a version of a draw.
Yeah, a version of a draw or a counter draw or delayed, just a lot of things. And with Woodhead is a very quick runner, so he can hit the hole quick.
Little guy, 5 feet, 8 inches tall. He goes to the left of Rivers. Both their backs are 5'8", so is Brandon Oliver. We've not seen Melvin Gordon today. Second down, Rivers looking right, going to roll out, being chased by Stacy McGee. A flag comes down, and it's going to be a hold on San Diego. A throw and a catch made there by Keenan Allen on T.J. Carey for a San Diego first down, but they're going to get a hold here on Orlando Franklin.
Offense, number 76. 10-yard penalty.
Or T.J. Fluker.
Replay, second down.
Called on the other guard link. They've taken a couple of former tackles, Fluker and Franklin, and made them guards here. And that was a clear hold there by Fluker, I believe, against Mario Edwards Jr.
Yeah, that's exactly right. The Raiders are running a lot of games and very active front so far with Aldon Smith and Khalil Mack, as you guys mentioned. They're getting decent pressure on Rivers, but what's really holding up is the coverage on the back end to make him pull down the ball so quickly.
Shelby Harris now playing in the Raider defensive front. Raiders going to a 5-man front. This is their 34 defense. Dan Williams playing over the nose. And then 2-3 techniques. Then outside Khalil Mack and Aldon Smith. Second down coming up for San Diego. Second and 16 on the Raider 38. Rivers back. Time. Late blitz comes. Throw. Catch. Keenan Allen inside the Raider 30. Tackled from behind by DJ Hayden, who was in trail position, Tom, on that deep in-cut, the dig, in a 12-yard pickup for the former Cal Bear. Keenan Allen. Orlando Franklin is down and slow to get up. He had missed the previous 3 games with a high ankle sprain. So Orlando Franklin, the former Denver Bronco, coming off the San Diego. Only 12 yards of offense before this drive. They started on their 20, and now they face a 3rd and 5 on the Raider 27. Rivers shotgun, a bunch formation right. They single up Stevie Johnson left, and now a whistle, and Jerome Boger wants to stop play. Not sure the network TV came back. The play clock was at 18. Here's Boger.
Correct the game clock to 2:22. 2:22.
They had last time they were in this stadium on the Monday nighter against Pittsburgh. 18 seconds inexplicably rolled off the clock. Side judge got reassigned and suspended. The clock operator here was very quiet, so now the clock back up, running at 2:12 as they restarted on 3rd and 5. They're on ball, flowing an A-gap blitz along with Malcolm Smith. Are they coming? Bunch formation right, 3 tight. Stevie Johnson singled up left. The Raiders bring pressure, throw Danny Woodhead, and he's tackled, I think, shy of the first down. Sure. He had to get to the 22-yard line, Lank. A little bit short, I think, right? 4th down?
Raiders are holding up 4th down signal, so I think he's a little short.
And they're going to go for it, too.
San Diego, of course, Phillip Rivers, one of the best at the hard count in the NFL. First, they're going to call for a measurement. Mike McCoy will, the 3rd-year head coach of the Chargers. And we'll see just how short they are. I would be surprised. You think they'll go for it on 4th down time if they are, in fact, shorter? Will Rivers get him up on the ball and try to hard count the Raiders offsides?
That's a possibility, too, because he's pretty good at that.
They are short. They're not. It's about the length of the football length. So it'll be 4th down. Rivers, along with certainly Peyton Manning and Andrew Luck, among the very best in football with the hard count. He's walking over to the sideline to talk to head coach Mike McCoy. The offensive coordinator here is Frank Reich, former longtime backup in Buffalo behind Jim Kelly.
Well, reading the offensive line, didn't mean to cut you off, Papa, but reading the offensive line, Fluker came out, got some coaching from the coach on the sideline. I think they're going to try to draw the Raiders off. Fluker came in and was talking to his offensive lineman. Usually that's okay. We're not going to snap it. We're going to try
in
to
this kind of situation, Link, when you're thinking they're going to draw you off, if they do snap it, do you get off the ball with the same intensity on defense?
No, you don't. But here's the thing for San Diego. They've got 2 big guards, Franklin and Fluker in there. They can get some good push.
They're former tackles.
Yes.
Now they're putting Rivers under center. Lone back is Oliver. Will Rivers, quarterback, sneak this? They do have their heavy formation in David Johnson. Will he snap it? They're going to move Allen in motion. They come in tight. Rivers moving everybody around. Play clock at 10. Got to hold your water for a long time, and now Rivers will back away. They're not going to snap it. Nope. They're going to kick the field goal here. Raiders have seen this too often. Rivers, but even when you think he's going to do it, I've seen him still draw guys off sides, Tom. He's just so good with the hard count cadence.
You get that of your fingers down on the ground as a defensive player. Your knuckles get white, and all of a sudden, you're ready to go. Your trigger is very tight. And so it doesn't take much, but the perfect play there, if you have the guts, is the play action.
All right, throw it deep.
Yeah, go for the juggler. What the heck?
They are going to bring in Josh Lambo. Interesting story. Lambo, he's one of the great keepers in the soccer world. Actually played in the Major League Soccer for Dallas. He beat out Nick Novak. He is 11 of 13 on the year. Very strong, powerful leg. It'll be a 40-yarder, left hash mark. Mike Wint will snap, and the punter, Mike Cypress, will hold. This to try to cut the Raider lead to 10-3. And Lambeau, it's plenty of distance and drives it through from 40 yards out. He is now 12 for 14 on his rookie year. Nick Novak hit over 86% of his field goals a year ago, but not a very good kickoff guy. He only had 10 touchbacks. Good strong kickoff deep. Taiwan Jones back of the end zone. Coming out. 9 yards deep. 5, 10, 15. Sidesteps a man to get across the 20. Talk about swivel hips there. A little move by Taiwan Jones. And he picks up a couple of extra yards. They run about actually 32 yards. When you also figure he caught it about 8 or 9 yards deep in the end zone.
He must be feeling pretty good about himself right now.
That was an impressive side move to avoid the tackle where the wedge was going and slide to his left to pick up a couple of more yards. So we'll see if Derek Carr will settle in a little bit, Link. You noticed that he was really amped early in the game today.
Yeah, I thought he was really forcing, making up his mind really early where he's going to go. So we'll see if he does settle down and settle the nerves a little bit.
All right, Latavius Murray, the lone back. Marcel Reese, Clive Walford line up tight left. Also Lee Smith is tight right. So a heavy formation. It's a wide run, almost a stretch handoff to Latavius Murray, and that picks up only a couple of yards. So we're seeing a little different running concept from the Raiders, Link. That time they went to a heavy formation with the 3 tight ends. We've seen that a lot, but that was almost an outside zone running play there on the stretch handoff from Carr to Murray.
Interesting formation because that time they pulled Hudson along with Jamarcus Webb, the right guard, around Austin Howard's block to get outside. A little interesting. You don't necessarily see that dynamic sometimes.
Melvin Ingram is back in for the San Diego Chargers, their premier young edge rusher who just fell over on defense earlier in the game. Amari Cooper going to go in motion. This time, Jason Verrett does not follow him. It is Patrick Robinson, the former New Orleans Saint, turned Charger, picking him up. Second down, Carr, gun run. Murray off the right side, blocked by Webb, cuts inside, first down, 35-40. Rolls out to the Raider 43-yard line. That time they motioned Amari Cooper, Coach. Verrett did not follow, and it was a gun run handoff to Latavius Murray off the right side. Good block by Rodney Hudson downfield, and also the right guard, Jamarcus Webb.
Yeah, excellent blocks down the field. They had some of the blue shirts on the ground, and that allowed Murray to make that cut.
Latavius off to a quick start. 5 carries, 35 yards, and the game's only touchdown. The 2-yard plunge to get the Raiders to score after Malcolm Smith's early game interception. First and 10, Raiders handoff. Taiwan Jones in a gun run, gets wide right, running it away from the blitzing safety, Jimmy Wilson. And they gash him, getting him wide. Taiwan Jones, a big roll today, Tom. That time, I don't know if he changed the run or they got lucky because Jimmy Wilson came at a blitz. The Raiders left, but the run came to the Raiders right wide, and Taiwan Jones turned that corner.
He turned the corner with some speed, and then he got some help from one of the defenders who actually hit him in the back and took him another 5 or 6 yards down the field.
Raiders first down on San Diego's 45. They go empty now. Carr in the gun. Cooper and Taiwan Jones right. 3 are left. Walford, Rivera, and Crabtree in and out. Carr throws over the middle. Caught. Amari Cooper, first catch of the day. Into San Diego, deep territory. Dropped on the Charger 30-yard line. That was an in-cut. Jason Verrett wound up following him, Tom, but it almost looked like a zone with how much room he had in the middle of the field there.
Yeah, it was a zone, and Carr very patient on that one because he allowed Connor, one of the inside backers, to jump the tight end coming across shallow. And that was why he was able to hit Cooper deeper.
Again, the Raiders picking on Donald Butler and his lack of foot speed. Taiwan Jones in the gun right, a 2-by-2 formation. They fake the gun run, it backside slant to Crabtree, a frontside slant. And a nice catch there and a move on Jimmy Wilson. They fake the gun run, Link, going right to left with the back to the right of Carr. He pulled it out and threw the front side, right side slant to Michael Crabtree.
We've seen a little quick action right there on that screen, or sort of a slip of a slant, as you mentioned. But, you know, as the coach pointed out, being very patient so far in the passing game, it's looking good for the Raiders.
Derek Carr off to a great start, 8 for his first 10. The Raiders now take out Amari Cooper and Michael Crabtree. The Rivera lines up as a receiver wide right. Roberts and Holmes go left. Empty the backfield. Carr going to lob one down the sideline for Wolford. He's got it! Touchdown! Raiders! Clive Wolford's first touchdown in the NFL.
And great timing on that. He ran a little, I think he lined up in the slot. He ran like a little swing route or wheel route outside the formation and got it a step or two, and the ball was perfect.
What a lob right over the top. Derek Carr, a 23-yarder. to Clive Walford. And you hear the Raider fans here. Clive Walford, Tom, was the right tight end. Just ran an out and up there on the safety, Jimmy Wilson, who was starting today for the injured Eric Weddle. Great route, and it opened up wide for Walford. What a big body receiver he is. Clive Walford. First big catch as a Raider last week against Denver, the 33-yarder, set up the touchdown. Janikowski makes the point after, and Walford, the Raiders' third-round pick out of Miami, into the end zone on the 23-yarder on the wheel route, and the Raiders have a 17-3 lead here. Janikowski will kick off. Jacoby Jones back in the south end zone here at 12 count. He's coming out with a hop, 6 yards deep, 5-10, 15, hit by Larry Asante and Keith McGill, and McGill stares over him. Don't taunt him, though. But Keith McGill is a big hitter. Laid out Jacoby Jones after a 22-yard kickoff return. The Chargers will begin this drive at their 16-yard line. 13:02 to play in the first half, and the Raiders do lead here by a score of 17-3 as we pause 10 seconds for station identification. You're listening to Compass Media Networks. This is the NFL. Phillip Rivers empties the backfield. Oliver goes wide right. Rivers from the gun throws, catch. Keenan Allen diving inside across the 20 onto around the 21-yard line. Naran Ball. They got a lot of snaps in the Raiders' last game 2 weeks ago against Denver. Played 36 snaps and 62% of the Raider defensive plays 2 weeks ago against Denver is in this formation, this type of defense, as they know San Diego will throw it a lot. Now they go into a pistol, San Diego does. Rivers in a shortened shotgun with Oliver behind him. They fake the handoff. They're going to throw out right, come back. Route intercepted by David Amerson. A bad throw by Rivers. He missed Keenan Allen there, and Amerson sitting there comes up with the INT. The Raiders' second interception of the day on Phillip Rivers.
I think he felt the pressure a little bit, Link. It looked like he felt the pressure, and he just threw it blindly.
Well, he had his mind made up. The Raiders were bringing a blitz, and they had max protection, so he had isolated coverage. But I agree with Papa. There was a bad throw out on the edge, trying to get take advantage of that one-on-one coverage.
You know, it was DJ Hayden who came up with the INT, not Amerson. It was DJ Hayden. I thought Amerson was on Allen. It was DJ Hayden with his third career interception and his second against Phillip Rivers. And the Raiders beat him a couple of years ago his rookie year. DJ iced the game with the INT. Raiders take over now deep in San Diego territory on DJ Hayden's interception of Phillip Rivers. Carr in the gun. They empty the backfield again. Where's Taiwan Jones? He's in the far outside left, outside of Amari Cooper. Walford, Rivera, Crabtree are right. Stop route. Taiwan. A ball overthrown by Derek Carr. They're trying to isolate Jones, Tom, in space against the safety and linebacker level. Jaleel Adai came over there. Now Taiwan is pointing to himself like he made the mistake. Was he supposed to sit down on that route, or did Carr overthrow him?
Well, I think it looked like Carr was just reading the coverage, and when he threw the ball, I expected a lot of looseness on Taiwan and a lot of space for him to run.
Going back to that INT, it was a bad throw by Rivers. Allen wanted the ball to the outside shoulder. He threw it back inside like a back shoulder, but you wouldn't throw it on that type of throw. Carr under center. Latavius Murray back in as the lone back. Movement on the line. Lee Smith moved, and also...
We're all going to get false start on the Raiders.
That's on the defense.
On Lee Smith, or it could be out of Tachu.
Yeah.
Well, they're communicating, but I saw Gabe and Lee move early, too.
Or Melvin Ingram may have moved. Lee Smith definitely false started. But was he activated by the Charger?
Defense, number 54.
It's on Ingram.
Cause no reaction from this offense. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
Hard to tell who moved first, Tom, but it looked like Melvin Ingram just moved a hair early, and then Lee Smith did the smart thing by activating to get the offsides.
Well, they were going to run 26 power. Let's see if they come back to it. They're not. They're going to go to empty. Sorry, Coach. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, that's all right. I was going to say, didn't you guys see that?
Second down and 5, Raiders on the San Diego 26. Empty backfield again. Carr playing a lot like Rivers today. Empty set. Rivera goes out in motion left. Carr back, looking left, now rolling right, looking downfield, throws, caught by Amari Cooper, out of bounds in the matchup with Donald Butler. First down Raiders. They are cooping here in San Diego, the home of the Chargers. for the Raiders, a strong Southern California presence here for years, Tom. It'll be 1st and 10 Raiders on the San Diego 20-yard line. Derek Carr, a lot of shotgun, a lot of empty sets today. And that was a crossing route again, picking on Donald Butler across the field. There's no way he can run with Amari Cooper.
No, it's not fair to have a linebacker on one of the wide outs because that's just a mismatch.
Is 26 power here, Link?
It might very well be.
Double tight ends to the right, Lee Smith and Michael Rivera. It's going to be a counter run. Jamarcus Webb, the guard pulls, they stack it up. The Chargers may have known the play themselves. They're all over it. That time the Raiders went heavy right. They pulled the right guard, Jamarcus Webb, left link, but the Chargers front slammed it.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a counteraction, and there wasn't a line that developed even when Jamarcus Webb and Rivera got over there. I don't necessarily think that's a strength that the Raiders can rely on. I like Gabe Jackson getting in space and pulling. I think they might come back to that 26 power play.
Yeah, Rivera also pulled, but his block kind of got stood up there. The San Diego front, Ryan Carruthers. They got a good front. Kendall
12
Reyes
in the huddle. Offense. 5-yard penalty.
What's that?
Raiders huddled 12.
Second down.
You're not allowed on the offensive huddle to have 12. On defense, you can, but not on offense. So Jerome Boger saw 12 in the huddle, and the Raiders are called for it. One thing, though, Tom, the Raiders are playing a little like San Diego today. Derek Carr in the gun a lot, and they've given San Diego a lot of empty backfield sets today.
Yeah, they have, and empty or show them empty and then change or motion, and just to try to get some kind of way to find out what kind of coverage you're in and give Derek Carr a chance.
2nd and 14, Carr in the gun. Taiwan Jones to his right, a 2-by-2 formation. Michael Rivera and Michael Crabtree wide right. Seth Roberts and Amari Cooper left. Carr back, time, throws out right, wide open. Crabtree tackled on the San Diego 15-yard line by Patrick Robinson, their nickel corner, after a 9-yard pickup. That'll bring up a 3rd down and 5 for the Raiders on the Charger 15. Raiders already up 17-3. Already in field goal range, but would like to go up 3 touchdowns here. Raiders just 2 third downs they faced all day, and they've converted 1. They break the huddle. Carr in the gun. There's Taiwan Jones getting a lot of snaps today to his right. 3 receivers left. Crabtree, Roberts, Cooper. And now they're going to motion Crabtree. So he stacks up behind Lee Smith, a 2-by-2. Carr looking right. Quick throw, Taiwan Jones. Tackled by the safety, Adai. Jaleel Adai read that time. They were going to go right flat to Taiwan Jones, and he's their big, ferocious hitter, their thumper in the deep secondary. The strong safety came up and nailed Taiwan Jones for a loss.
Yeah, did a nice job in stopping Taiwan from getting the 1st down, so now the Raiders are going to have to settle for the field goal. Adai can really lay it on you. He's a pretty good guy. He's not a very big guy, 5'10", 198, but he can hit you.
Ferocious hitter. His nickname is the Hitman in their defense. Now here's the field goal attempt by Janikowski. It'll be from the right hash mark. High snap by Kondo, pulled down by Marquette King, and from 33 yards away, Jano, he loves it here in San Diego. After DJ Hayden's 3rd career interception, 2nd against Rivers, Raiders a great drive start. Not much of a drive. 6 plays, 17 yards, but Jano with a 32-yard field goal. A strong kickoff. Jones coming out, running start. 5, angling right, 10, 15. Jacoby Jones, 30, 35, 40. Flag down. Nico Thorpe will run him out of bounds, but likely a hold here on the Chargers will negate a big chunk of this return. Jacoby Jones is 6'4", Tom, and when he gets those long legs striding, he just looks like he's going to run forever.
Yeah, history shows that he's dangerous, and he still looks like he's maybe not as dangerous, but pretty close.
Here's Jerome Boger. This will nullify
There
a
were 2 fouls on the
52-yard
play,
return.
both against the receiving team. Holding, receiving team, number 89. That penalty declined. Holding, receiving team, number 48. Half the distance to the goal. 1st down.
Oh, boy, that's a biggie.
Yeah, because it occurred inside the 20, the 2nd hold. So the Chargers' drive start will begin inside their 10-yard line. What a penalty this is. He ran that out 52 yards. They would have had the drive start out across their 40-yard line. Rivers and the Chargers are backed up here. All Raiders in every category, offense, defense, special teams. They've been the better team by far. 20-3 Raiders with 9:20 to go in the half. A lot of football to go for Rivers. They go slot right. Malcolm Floyd, their deep threat, singled up left against David Amerson. Rivers shotgun. Raiders blitz Smith, throw, catch. Allen, a twisting catch on a throw behind him, and a tackle made by DJ Hayden. Again, the Raiders, they've been running a little more of a blitz package, Tom, like they ran 2 weeks ago in the last game against Denver. Malcolm Smith came on an A-gap blitz that time.
Yeah, they're just, they're trying to put some pressure. They put pressure on. They don't have to worry about him bailing out of the pocket. He's going to be right there where he's planted.
Second down, Rivers gun, throws middle. Malcolm Smith, a quick tackle there along with Naron Ball. The Raider 2 inside linebackers able to make the tackle on Ladarius Green, the tight end over the middle after a short game. Seeing a lot of Naron Ball link and not Curtis Lofton. I think we'll see almost the whole game now with the Chargers abandoning the run and playing pretty much a pass-only attack. You'll see Ball on the field almost every snap now.
Well, that's good for the Raiders because, as you see right now, they're going to put Moorhead out in space to see who they get him isolated on. As Coach mentioned, he is a good pass catching back out of the backfield.
Third down and 2. Danny Woodhead wide right. They go empty now. 2 are right, 3 are left. Rivers pump, throw, and he threw it wide on Keenan Allen. Or to Keenan Allen, well covered there by DJ Hayden, who's doing a nice job. A kind of a little stop route there, Tom, to the outside as Rivers pumped, did not throw. And then Allen and Rivers slightly off the page today on the outcut. He threw that ball to the Raiders sideline.
Well, Rivers pumped, and then he had to shuffle a little bit more. It looked like, I don't know if he had a lot of pressure, but he did have to shuffle a little bit, throw off balance.
And the Raiders will force the punt from Mike Cypress. Again, he had a leg injury last week. Raiders going for some pressure here, but he gets it away. High booming punt rolls, and a pickup by TJ Carey off a hop. Nice return by TJ into San Diego territory. Dropped on the Charger 46-yard line, a 43-yard punt. Raiders have outgained the Chargers 150 yards to 67. They've intercepted Rivers twice, Malcolm Smith and DJ Hayden. And they have 10 points off those interceptions. They start on the San Diego 47, up 20-3. Carr play action, pressured and sacked. Back on the Raider 46-yard line. They blitzed Brandon Flowers, Tom. Got a corner blitz that time to get after Derek Carr. Jerry Atachu also got some heat on him, and Carr is sacked for the first time today.
Yeah, that's what you got to worry about now because they're falling behind, and they certainly don't want to. They have not been able to put pressure on Carr just with their normal rush.
And Atachu being pinned underneath on the slant, all right off the snap. Penn is mad at himself for giving that up. He just saw it coming a mile away, just didn't move his feet quick enough to block it.
Atachu had 2 sacks last Sunday at Lambeau. He has 4 on the year. There's a run to Murray behind Alawale, and not much there. Raiders with a conservative play call on 2nd and 17, trying to make it a more manageable third down time, but they did not. It's going to be third down and long coming up. 3rd and 14 Raiders on their own 49-yard line with 7 minutes to go in the half. Raiders will huddle up. They've run a lot of shotgun formations today. On 3rd down and long, what will they do here? They're going to encase Carr. They have him in the gun, but they have Latavius Murray to his right, Lee Smith to his left if they bring pressure. And they send Amari Cooper right. Verrett giving them a big cushion. Crabtree and Roberts go left. Carr, deep ball going for Cooper. It's a jump ball, and Amari pulls it down. Amari Cooper takes it away. 1st and goal to go Raiders on the San Diego 6-yard line. Whoa. He threw into double coverage. Jason Verrett gave up on the route. He went up over Jimmy Wilson and just took it right away from him.
But he did something, Greg, and the link that that they talk about. He put it up high enough, let these guys go for it up in the air. Cooper, Crabtree, they can go for that ball when it's up in the air.
Going 3rd and long, Verrett was playing loose. Murray just ran right past him. It looked like a cover 2 with Jimmy Wilson over the top. But Amari Cooper's looked like Randy Moss going up there and high pointing the ball. 1st and goal to go. Reese now in. Quick throw to Reese. A middle screen. He got hit by Ingram. The whole pile being pushed down to the goal line. Austin Howard got in behind it. It's the Howard push right to the 1-yard line.
Yeah, now we're going to get a little bit of extra stuff going on. Donald Penn's trying to protect Marcel Reese in there. I hope he didn't get called for a penalty because I saw a yellow flag come up.
Well, the yellow flag is going to be on somebody. I'm not sure who.
Austin Howard got in behind it. It was a quick check down, almost a middle screen time, but I'm not sure Reese had blockers. It may have just been a design throw to Reese over the middle, thinking the linebacking level would vacate. And then Howard got in behind and pushed the whole pile. This one's going to be against the Raiders,
though.
Yeah,
they're backing up.
Jerome Bogert, our referee.
After the play was over, personal foul, unnecessary roughness. Offense, number 72. 15-yard penalty. Down count.
Yeah.
Second down.
That time there was a lot of shoving and pulling under the pile on Reese. And Donald Penn trying to protect his running back, but you got to be smart in that situation. You can't be the one who initiates it because you get called. And that's exactly what happened.
Costly penalty time. It was a first and goal from the 7.
Right.
It went to the 1-yard line. It's 15 yards from there.
Yeah, but Donald Penn, the guy he pushed them, and the guy kicked him right in the chest.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, but he retaliated.
Well, it doesn't matter. There should be a double foul.
They didn't see the first one.
Wow.
But it's a call. Now the Raiders sideline, they're calling a timeout, I think in part. Jack Del Rio can make the
timeout.
point.
Oakland. They're first.
What happened, what you're saying, but they can't review that.
No.
It's a judgment call, and you can't review it, but they clearly missed the first shot. But Penn retaliated, Tom, but the penalty here, the play to Reese was a first and goal on the 7. He took it down to the 1-yard line. It would have been second and goal to go from the 1. And now you take a 15-yard penalty, and it's second and goal from the 16-yard line.
And Jack is doing a smart thing here. He's bringing the whole offense over and tell them to calm down. Don't get baited into cheap shots like that. And especially, I mean, it's hard to contain though, because when you get kicked in the chest, you're trying to you're just pushing somebody. That the first part was not a flagrant. The second part was, but he got kicked in the chest.
Corey Leggett, their great 5 technique, their defensive end of the 3-4 link, clearly kicked Donald Penn. And Donald Penn has to be calmed down now. He took his helmet off. He is still in a lather. That Leggett kicked him, and there was no flag for the initial kick by Corey Leggett.
Well, you know, I'm never going to fault aggression, especially when it comes out of the offensive line. But as Coach said and you said, you got to be smart because you can't cost your team yards or points.
Well, what do you do when a guy kicks you in the chest? Second and goal from the 16. Reese to the left of Carr in the gun. A bunch formation left. Bubble screen. They pump it. Throw for the end zone for Rivera. He overthrew it. They created a play there, Tom. They had a bunch. It looked like it was going to be a bubble screen to Amari Cooper. But one of the guys up front in the bunch, Michael Rivera, ran a vertical. Just a bad throw by Derek Carr. He overthrew him.
Yeah, Rivera ran a vertical, and so did Seth Roberts was on the outside. He also ran up on the left side after faking the bubble screen, trying to get some space.
Raiders have controlled this game. You'd like to have more than 20, though, the way it's gone. They kick a field goal here. It's still a 3-score game at 23-3, and it's a long way to go. Carr in the gun again. Third and goal, 16-yard line, empty backfield. Bunch formation left, and they have Amari Cooper right slot. Flag down. Flag down, a pre-snap penalty here on the Raiders.
Offense, number 77. 5-yard penalty.
And Austin Howard.
Third down.
Well, you would have had a second and goal from the 1. Donald Penn, a personal foul. Austin Howard, a false start. And now it's third down and goal to go from the 21-yard line. So the field goal from here would be a long one. It'd be a 39-yarder from right here. A lot of penalties. Alden Smith got one. Mario Edwards Jr. A lot of personal fouls. Penalty yards on the Raiders. Carr again encased in the shotgun. Lee Smith to his left. Tywan Jones runs a route right. Carr flushed out left. Check down. Lee Smith, the big tight end, 20. Hit by Melvin Ingram and dropped down the 13-yard line. The Raiders will bring in Janikowski and try to make it a 23-3 game. Well, they've had chances, Tom, to blow this game. It's going to be a nice lead of 20 points, but they could be up closer to 30 today.
Yeah, they learned a lesson there. You know, just let their emotions get a little carried away, and you know, it's hard to control sometimes. You just retaliate and trying to protect your team.
It is the Raiders and the Chargers. Corey Leggett getting away with a kick on Donald Penn, and Penn called for the retaliation. Field goal here by Janikowski, about a 31-yarder left hash mark, and he is perfect again. Good snap by Kondo, good hold by Marquette King, and the Raiders just continue to control this game and now lead by 20. 4:41 to play in the first half. Janikowski will kick off. Jacoby Jones, the dangerous one. 10 kickoff and punt returns in his career. 4 punts, 6 kickoffs, including a Super Bowl 108-yarder. Jana will put it out of his reach right through the back of the south end zone here at Qualcomm. And here comes Phillip Rivers. Again, it's been all Raiders so far. 23-3 they lead, but in their season opener here against the Lions, they were down 21-3, and they came back to win 33-28.
Yeah, you can't let up at all. This is way too much football left.
You know, the one thing they've not done, and Rivers loves to go deep, going back to the North Turner days, they've not thrown the ball deep down the field to Malcolm Floyd. There's Floyd. He's in the left slot now, inside of Keenan Allen. Emerson picks up Allen. DJ picks up Floyd. They run Oliver wide right, Brandon Oliver, and he's able to push forward for about 4. Melvin Gordon, their #1 pick from Wisconsin, essentially benched today. He does have an ankle injury. He fumbled twice in Green Bay last week, and he's fumbled 4 times this year and lost 3, so he's not playing at all. Rivers back up on the ball now. Ray Armstrong is now in for Aldon Smith on this series, and they run it again to Brandon Oliver, and he's able to dive out for a first down. The Raiders, Link, they're bringing in their nickel defense here in back-to-back runs, first right and now left by Brandon Oliver, Khalil Mack's former teammate in Buffalo.
And Phillip Rivers is a smart quarterback. He sees that you got a nickel look in there against his offensive front. They're going to run the ball at you, force you to get out of it.
Aldon Smith is back in now, fastening up his helmet. Mack on the left side, Aldon right side. That was a 3rd down. They did not get the first down. Mario Edwards Jr. lost his helmet on the last play to Brandon Oliver. He didn't get much, but he got enough. First down, San Diego. So 3 straight runs, Tom. I'm getting the feeling they're setting us up for something here deep.
Well, they also are picking up the pace a little bit, running it a little faster, getting into their plays a little faster because they can see the urgency right here before the half.
And they don't huddle, but they don't snap it fast. They have 3 different gears to this offense. Now they put Rivers in the pistol, and that is Melvin Gordon. Is he in for the first time today as the lone back behind? No, it's Oliver still in. Rivers going to throw out right, wide. Oh, he overthrew it, Darius Green. He's just off today. There was a corner route matched up one-on-one with Lofton. That's the matchup they want, the slow middle linebacker against the speedy tight end. And Phillip Rivers, Tom, simply missed him on the corner route.
Yeah, that just was overthrown poorly. You don't see him do that often, and you hope that he continues doing that, but I don't think you can count on it.
And that time the Raiders brought a blitz, so it was man coverage. Fortunate for them that he did overthrow.
2nd and 10. Now Rivers under center, stretch run to Oliver, running the ball more here, and he picks up 4. They've run the ball 4 of the last 5 plays. Brandon Oliver, undrafted free agent last year, rookie from the University of Buffalo, Bull, and a roommate of Khalil Mack's. Clock now under 3 minutes to play. Chargers are going to sub. Raiders likewise bring out their run defenders. Dan Williams, Shelby Harris, Curtis Lofton all leave. Raiders go to a nickel defense. Teron balls in along with Aldon Smith. Khalil Mack's walking around. Mack's going to rush over a guard here. Rivers, Link, picks it up. 52 is not home in the middle of the defense. They want to make sure they block him. He's coming in the A or B gap. He's coming over Orlando Franklin. A throw by Rivers and a catch by Ladarius Green for a first down. First down, San Diego, and across the 40-yard line. The flag is down. Did they hold Khalil Mack?
Yes,
Holding. Offense, number 74.
Orlando Franklin.
10-yard penalty. Replay 3rd down.
At last they did what I've been screaming for them to do for years, at least a year and a half. Move Khalil Mack in the middle of the front, Link, and they did it that time.
Yeah, we used to call that a joker, where you take your most valuable pass rusher and you line them up all over the place to where you can't get a feed on them. The offensive line has to key on them. That time Orlando Franklin panicked a little bit and reached out and grabbed Khalil Mack and held him.
Franklin was a tackle in Denver, but he's just slow in space, Tom. You like that matchup, Khalil Mack over the big, slow guard. Here's Rivers now after the hold, out of the shotgun, steps up in the pocket, going to throw one to the side to Danny Woodhead. Nicely played by the Raiders defensively, and that was Khalil Mack dropping into coverage.
Yeah,
what skills
from
this linebacker defensive end Mack. That'll take us to the 2-minute warning. Mike Cyphers, the best punter in pro football. It's never been a Pro Bowler. He was a 6-time alternate, because Shane Leckler was in the same conference as the great Mike Cyphers for years. And this guy was younger. They're going for a block. Oh, they got chipped away there. They almost got a block. When he was younger, his hang time was amazing. TJ Carey, 33, comes straight forward and dropped it around the 37-yard line. The Raiders, one of their jammers, Tom, came off the gunner from outside, came inside untouched, and almost blocked at Mike Cyphers' punt.
Yeah, he was about a step or two late in his timing.
And it was Nico Thorpe, guys. Nico Thorpe, yep.
40-yard punt by Cyphers. So the Raiders take over here with 1:42 to go in the half. The Raiders have 2 timeouts to use, trying to expand a 23-3 lead. They've controlled the game from the very start. And Malcolm Smith intercepted Phillip Rivers. And Murray scored a couple of plays later. They've not let up. They're going to the shotgun again. Empty set. Carr will throw a quick one out right, and a catch made by Michael Rivera, tackled by the safety Adai at around the 43-yard line. It's amazing how much the Raiders, Tom, are letting Carr play like Rivers today.
They can do this stuff. You just don't need to take any unneeded chances, because they do get the ball at the start of the second half.
Now it's a gun run of the throw out left, and a ball was blocked. It was a fake inside handoff to Murray, and he ran down the line, Carr, then threw to Seth Roberts. The ball was tipped, though, and went to the ground, and it landed incomplete. It was a forward pass by Carr. That'll bring up a third down. The Raiders have used a lot of the no-huddle today. We'll see if they back off of it a little bit in the second halftime with a sizable lead to try to work the clock a little bit. And right now they're still in an up-tempo mode. 1:19 to play. Clock stopping on the incomplete. Third down. Raiders 3rd and 3 on their 44. Raiders 2 of 5 on third downs. Carr in the gun. 2-by-2 formation. And Murray to his right. Carr, straight drop. Murray circles out. Carr flushed out by Ingram. Rolling and looking. Now he's going to tuck it and run for Raider first down. He extends the ball out of bounds. Picks up the first down expertly. Looking like your teammate, Link. Rich Gannon on the scramble. Got the ball out in front. First down Raiders, and stops the clock with 1:12 to go in the half.
The Chargers came up and defensively showed like they were going to blitz out of the empty set. Backed off and played coverage. And as you mentioned, Derek Carr, smart. Looked downfield. Directing the defense, and ran and got the first down, the most important thing, and getting out of bounds.
Had a lot of vertical routes, Tom, against man coverage, and Carr had an open lane to run. And now we have a stoppage of play on the Raider sideline.
Start the clock. They're going to reset the clock here.
A line judge in charge of the clock. Again, they had a huge malfunction of the clock here last time they played a home game against the Pittsburgh Steelers. The side judge and the clock operator here, all officials on the field have the clock on their watch. They let 18 seconds kick off on a dead ball on a kickoff that resulted in the touchback. They seem to be having some clock issues here again today. 1:12 to go in the half. Raiders on their 48. Carr, gun. Now a 3-by-1 formation. 3 left. They throw to the 3 side. Bubble screen to Cooper. A block from Penn. 40, 30, 20. 15, cuts inside, 10, 5, touchdown! Raiders! 52 yards to Amari Cooper on a bubble screen. Beautifully blocked by the 2 receivers, Link out in front, but it was Donald Penn, big number 72, that got out in space and made a killer block downfield.
Donald Penn had a great blocking, as well as Rodney Hudson. It was a full corral screen that was well-timed and well called by Musgrave. They knew the Chargers were going to blitz. They called it right into the weak side, and Cooper was untouched to the end zone.
Seth Roberts a block, Michael Rivera a block, Rodney Hudson got downfield. What a block he made. You had your center, Tom, and your left tackle out in space about 20 yards to make blocks.
And some pretty good running.
Not bad by Amari Cooper. He will make you miss in space. Amari Cooper explodes. Janikowski with the point after. And the Raiders lead in San Diego 30-3. 30-3. Do not adjust your radio. That is correct. But Link, we probably got a little premonition before the game. This may happen when the owner of the Raiders, Mark Davis, came over and visited with you and said this right before kickoff.
That's right, we're here to kick their ass.
Well, I promise you this, if this score holds up this way, I'm going to find Mark Davis before every game and have him give what he thinks.
Al, it was just win, baby, and Mark, we're going to kick their ass. And they are. Amari Cooper, 117 yards today on 4 receptions, and it's 30-3 in San Diego. By far the Raiders' best half of football time in years.
Yeah, best half that they've shown in a long, long time. A very smart half, too, because they didn't take any chances. That was not a real difficult play to run. It was a safe play, and it was just executed perfectly.
Yeah.
I mean, you couldn't ask for better blocking. And, of course, the running was pretty spectacular, too.
And you made the point. He gets caught into the blocking of the receivers and the tackle in the center downfield. Amari Cooper is just a tremendous broken field runner. He is just gifted. Janikowski with the kickoff. Jacoby Jones lets it go over his head for another touchback. Amari Cooper is on pace this year to have 28 missed tackles on runs after catch, which is an incredible total for a wide receiver if he does it, Tom, but just in space. And we're not talking about jukes where he misses guys, where guys have half a body on him. He's just very hard to bring down. He is a great broken field runner.
Well, with power. I mean, he's got power in those legs. You know, and Crabtree on the other side is very powerful and great hands. And uncharacteristically, he dropped one earlier today, but he hasn't since, and he just makes some great catches.
Raiders with 3 touchdowns and 3 field goals lead 30-3. What will Rivers do now? 1:01 to play. He's going to keep chucking is what he's going to do. He may throw it every single time the rest of the game. Out of the shotgun, 4-man pressure. Rivers checked down. Danny Woodhead tackled by Ray Armstrong at the 25-yard line. Chargers have 2 timeouts to use. There is Sante now in playing the deep safety. As T.J. Carey out of the lineup for the Raiders with Charles Woodson playing strong safety. Rivers throws out left catch. Ladarius Green on Woodson out of bounds. He steps on the 31-yard line. Of course, T.J. Carey been bothered by a chest injury. Played all but 2 snaps last game 2 weeks ago against Denver Link, but he's not in now. Larry Asante playing the deep secondary with Charles Woodson right now for T.J. Carey. 1st and 10 Chargers, 31-yard line, 4-man pressure, check down to Woodhead. A block out in space there. All right, Fluker, boy, is he a massive man. Woodhead gets out of bounds to stop the clock on the 40-yard line with 34 seconds to go. It's hard to believe they play the same sport when DJ Fluker, who weighs about 340, is out in space blocking for Danny Woodhead, who is 5 feet 7 inch and 5/8 of an inch tall. It's just amazing. Fluker he may be the biggest guy to be able to play in the league now. He was at 355 last year. Here's Rivers back, throws out, cut, right ball, tipped up in the air and dropped. Emerson tipped it. Woodson almost picked it. They were all over Keenan Allen. Keenan Allen cannot get free today. And that'll stop the clock with 28 seconds to go in the half. Great combo coverage there, Tom, by the corner, David Amerson, and the safety, Charles Woodson, over the top.
Yeah, Charles Woodson is really upset at himself for not coming up with that ball because that's usually the types that he comes up with.
He had 2 last game against Peyton Manning, now with 64 in his career, tied for 6th all time with Ed Reed. 3rd down and 2, gun run, Woodhead. 1st down, San Diego. They're going to have to burn a timeout here as they hit their 45-yard line, and they called a timeout with 24 seconds to play in the half. Again, Josh Lambo, their near place kicker, tremendous leg strength. And we'll see if they can get into field goal range, Tom, but they're down 30-3. And again, I'm surprised that Rivers, has he thrown the ball deep downfield for a real shot to Malcolm Floyd yet?
No, I haven't seen it. He had not. I don't even think that he's attempted or called a play that requires him to look deep first. I think that the whole plan was to throw the ball short, knowing that their offensive line has not been very good in pass protection.
Now, the whole league is obsessed with the short passing game, but this is the one guy who will throw the ball deep down the field, and especially the number 80, and maybe they call him here the explosive Malcolm Floyd. There's Rivers, 2-by-2 formation. Here's a deep out cut. It's caught by Stevie Johnson, out of bounds in field goal range. On the out cut, he beat the combo coverage of Nico Thorpe and DJ Hayden out on the Raider 33-yard line, and he stops the clock with 17 seconds to go in the half. So they're in field goal range now. If Rivers takes a couple of shots towards the end zone, down 30-3. Chargers in their powder blue. Rivers out of the shotgun, a quick snap, 5-man pressure allowed for the end zone. A deep shot here from Malcolm Floyd of the bounce. Boy, gave him no chance, Tom, to catch the ball as he ran a corner route towards the pylon, but the ball was way out of bounds there.
Well, he didn't even take any time to even throw the ball. I didn't even know if he had good control of the ball. He just, the moment he caught that ball, it was in the air.
The Raiders brought pressure link. Ray Armstrong blitz there.
The Raiders did bring a lot of pressure, so Phillip Rivers knew he had to get rid of the ball in the sense of urgency.
Field goal from Lambeau from this spot would be 50 yards away. 11 seconds to go in the half. Chargers have 1 timeout to go. From the Raider 32, there's a gun run to Woodhead as Aldon Smith got creased coming upfield, and that'll take him into field goal range here. They'll stop the clock on the 26-yard line to make this field goal a 44-yarder. So they were thinking field goal the whole way, Tom, trying to get within 3 scores to make it a differential of 24 at 30-6.
Yeah, and try to get something going before the half. 3 points is at least a positive, because they've got to go in the locker room with nothing but negatives this first half.
But all Raiders.
Yeah.
All Raiders. Offense, defense, special teams, but all Raiders. See if Josh Lambo can make the field goal here. He made one earlier again. Again, he was a keeper, a goalkeeper in soccer, and a great one of the country's best. Played Major League Soccer, drafted by Dallas. And he says a goal kick is the same as a kickoff, and he turns his body a little bit more of an angle on field goals, but it's essentially the same type of action he used in soccer as a keeper. 44-yard field goal from Lambo. Good snap by Wint, and a hold by Cypress and Josh Lambo. Does not draw first blood, but he will draw last blood here in the first half with a 44-yard field goal. And the Chargers have 2 field goals in the half. The Raiders, though, they had 3 field goals, and they also had 3 touchdowns. And 2 throws by Derek Carr. Murray, a short plunge. Touchdown to Clive Walford, his first in the NFL, and the big one, the bubble screen to Amari Cooper before half. The Raiders will get the ball to begin the second half as they won the opening flip and deferred. Lambo will kick off, be ready for an onside kick. Chargers got to make up 24 points. This will be a touchback over the head of Taiwan Jones, who had a really good first half, both catching and running. He had 1 run for 13 yards. Taiwan of the backfield had 2 catches for 17. Derek Carr, a little skitterish to open the game time, but he settled down after that, after the skittering start. He was 17-22 for 215 yards and a couple of touchdowns. The Raiders rolled up 267 yards of offense in the first half.
Yeah, Derek has a tendency to get a little pumped up early in the game. Yeah.
He settled down, and the volume of the offense was really impressive. They go into an eye now. Adewale, a lead play. Latavius Murray right behind him. They'll pick up a couple. You don't want to let off the pedal with Rivers and the ability they have to come back. It is 30-6 here, but we'll see if the Raiders huddle a little more length. They ran a lot of San Diego offense in the first half with Carr in the shotgun, and a lot of 2x2s and 3x1s and gun runs. That time they lined up at a true eye, and Latavius Murray was able to peck forward for a couple of yards.
Well, as I mentioned, now comes the time for the patience with the run game. If you're going to use it, don't get away from it because you only get 1 or 2 yard cracks. Keep coming back to it, expose it, and you'll wear this defense out quickly.
Murray, the lone back now, 7 yards deep. They give it to him again. A wide run, big hole, cuts inside, gets hip checked by the safety, Adai. What a tackle that was by Jaleel Adai, the hit man. Came up with a hockey type of hip check, and he flipped him and dropped him. Murray, playing with a bad shoulder for the last couple of games, will come off the field on 3rd down. Raiders 3 of 6 on 3rd down. They did not punt the ball 1 time in the first half. 3rd down and 2. Raiders. Taiwan Jones, the lone back, getting a lot of snaps today. He's about 7-8 yards deep. They're going to toss it to him, a toss sweep led by Penn Lee Smith. Crushing block by Lee Smith. And a first down run by Taiwan Jones to get the edge. Lee Smith, Tom, with a tremendous block there on the extra safety. Adrian Phillips, really, Lee Smith plays like a 3rd tackle. He's that good of a blocking tight end.
Well, that's why they got him from Buffalo, because he can lead on counter plays. He can lead on sweeps like this one. He can lead. He's just a big body. Plus, he's kind of like a policeman in there as a tight end.
Raiders also pulled the left guard, Gabe Jackson, the center. Rodney Hudson-Link at an old-fashioned toss sweep there. That was impressive. Now Taiwan going to flip sides to the right of Carr in the gun. Play action, throw, slant, catch, set. Roberts flag down. Roberts not yet down. And they whip him down finally. Robinson, the cornerback, does flag against the Raiders. Is this an offensive PI here on that?
Yeah, I think they're going to call Roberts pushing off.
Offense, number 10.
Yeah.
10-yard penalty. Replay, first down.
And negates a 13-yard catch and run to Seth Roberts, the Raiders' 3rd wide receiver. Now the PI is called, and that'll set him back a little bit here. Raiders did have some tough penalties in the first half. That was the one real problem. Where did he push off on that time? You see?
Well, it was not a real flagrant thing. I mean, it was just an arm got extended. But I guess it's a judgment call. 7
penalties for the Raiders, 75 yards. They average 8.8 penalties a game for about 62 yards a game. So yardage already surpassing their Average coming in. Derek Carr in the shotgun. They're going to blitz a die. Murray going to pick him up, but he swooped around him. Throw to Amari Cooper on the left sideline. He caught it, and they're going to say inbounds. Well, he tippy-toed those toes down, Tom, to get it in play. And it's a good catch. They are cooping here in San Diego again as Amari gets 16 of the yards back on a 1st and 20.
Well, that was right in front of the Charger bench, so if there's going to be any challenge at all, they saw it all. But all he did was fade a little bit, catch it. Back shoulder, and got both feet in.
Found a way to get off the press man coverage there of Jason Verrett, who's been hounding Cooper all day. 2nd and 4, toss sweep. Taiwan Jones, right side, led by Howard on the pole. Taiwan gets second level, breaks a tackle, takes a big hit, but is propelled forward. Finally dropped there. That was a big-time hit by Ricardo Matthews, the defensive end, the former Indianapolis Colt, drove him down. But Taiwan able to push forward the last couple of yards there with a nice gain there, Link, on another toss sweep. A gain of 19 yards, this time going to the right.
Oh, there is nothing more beautiful than seeing a big man pull on a bunch crunch. And Alston Howard got into space and got a great block, but also Michael Crabtree blocked two Charger players that time as he came in as a bunch crunch wide receiver. Great blocking by the offensive line and offensive personnel that time.
And he's got to come down. Not allowed to crack block anymore, but they can kind of do it. They're going to reset the play clock here. Boger had it down. They reset it. They fake the gun run to Murray. Quick throw. And it's caught by Wolford on a seam route. How did Derek Carr fit that in on a back shoulder seam route, Tom, with Donald Butler draped all over Clive Wolford? He hit him right in the back shoulder pad.
That's one of those plays where you look out, you see where the matchups are, and you have a tendency, you know where you want to go. You want to make sure it's there first. That time he saw that it was man-to-man with Donald Butler. Yeah, and the ball was perfect. I mean, perfect.
What a throw. Right on the right shoulder pad, on the right seam, the back shoulder. That is the Raiders' 11th play today where they've gained 10 or more yards. Just exploding, detonating all day here in Southern California. Carr, fake the gun run. Quick bubble screen, Crabtree. Blocked by Andre Holmes. 10-5, breaks a tackle. It's another Raider touchdown. What a run there by Michael Crabtree. 25 yards, tremendous blocking by Andre Holmes. And right now, Tom, the Chargers cannot handle the Raider wide receiver bubble screens.
No, they can't. They can't handle the bubble screen, nor can they handle them down the field on the fade routes or the short over the anything. And the Raiders right now are just doing about everything they want to.
Yeah, one thing is definitely right on those bubble screens, guys. What they can handle is you got these big 300-pound linemen who are getting out, like Donald Penn got in the way of the Chargers safety that time. Just allow Crabtree to open up, and as you mentioned, the rest is all up to Crabtree's speed.
Janikowski with another point after attempt, and he drives it through. And the Raiders here in Southern California, San Diego. Is that scoreboard correct? The Raiders have 37 points with 10:41 to play in the third quarter. They detonate again, and that play that has victimized the Raiders so much. Remember in London last year, the bubble screen, they could not stop. Now the Raiders cannot be stopped running the bubble screen.
Boy, they're executing. Everybody's executing.
There's the kickoff by Janikowski. It'll be a shorter one. Jacoby Jones gets lined up far right outside the numbers 10, 15. Raiders slam him down at the 18-yard line as the rookie linebacker Ben Heaney. Now, Ron Ball is not on the field. What's up with him?
Well, he's been diagnosed with a knee injury and is out for the rest of the game. And so, as you mentioned, they're going to be expecting the Chargers to pass. Look for a lot of nickel.
All right, so Curtis Lofton has to play. A slower middle linebacker. Ball normally in this package. Chargers go into an I. David Johnson, the hybrid tight end fullback, a lead play to Brandon Oliver off the right side. And he's going to run it over DJ Hayden, pick up a couple of extra yards. So San Diego not going to panic yet and throw it every play time. But Rivers will begin to chuck it around here, down 31 points. They do pick up 13 on that run out to the 33-yard line.
Well, as long as the Raiders are in their nickel, that's a better defense to run against. So they're pick up yardage like that. It's not a bad deal.
Although Lofton is in, he's a much better run player in the nickel. There's a fake draw. Rivers going to roll to his left. Pressured ball hit the back of his lineman's helmet, and it falls to the ground. It could have been intercepted there as he threw it so low he hit the center. Trevor Robinson link in the back of the helmet, and it was free there, but the Raiders could not dive out of it in time.
Well, there's so many bodies in there. I don't know if he was trying to set up a screen to Oliver out of the backfield or not, but, Oliver's really small. So it's anyone's guess whether or not they were trying to run a screen that time.
It was either going to the tight end. I think it was David, I'm not sure where he was throwing the ball. It went so low. Rivers has that low three-quarter delivery. It's funky out of his hand anyway, and it hit his center right in the back of the helmet. 2nd and 10. San Diego with 10:05 to play. 3rd quarter. Plenty of time. Rivers ball tipped again. A dive. And it's almost intercepted there as the Raiders tipped it, and Aldon Smith went diving for the ball. Just could not get his fingertips out of enough to pull it in. Ray Armstrong was also in the area, Tom, as the Raiders are teeing off. They, that time, blitzed again, Malcolm Smith.
He came right up the middle, and that's the best way to come against Rivers. You got to, as I said earlier, he's going to be in the pocket. He's not going anywhere, so you come right up the middle.
And the Raiders were fortunate that time because Green was wide open. There was nobody around him, but Aldon Smith had made the play after the tip ball.
Malcolm Smith got right in behind Big Dan Williams. San Diego 3 of 8 on 3rd down. Mack again lining up more inside. He's on the same side as Aldon Smith, who just jumped off sides. Look at a whistle at dead here. It's going to be encroachment on Aldon Smith. But that time, they moved Khalil Mack over to Aldon Smith's side.
Offside, unabated. Defense, number 99. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
Well, Ken Norton Jr., Tom, the first-time defensive coordinator and play caller. First long-time player and a champion, being more creative defensively with Khalil Mack moving him around. We saw him line up in the B gap, and that time he was over on Aldon Smith's side.
Yeah, and Aldon was coming, and I don't know if Mack was coming with him or whether he was going to drop in coverage.
3rd down, 5 now, San Diego, after Aldon Smith jumped off sides. Danny Woodhead to the right of Rivers in the gun. Keenan Allen wide right. Watched by Amerson. 3 receivers go left. Rivers shotgun. Woodhead releases out. They're all out. Rivers chased out by Stacy McGee. Rivers to the sideline will throw it away. And they're going to have to punt the ball. He takes his helmet off, Phillip Rivers, in anguish. Nobody has beaten the Raiders more than Rivers. He is 14-4 in his career against the Raiders. But right now, Tom, they have him completely befuddled.
Yeah, anytime he takes his headgear off like that before he's even off the field, you know that he's frustrated.
And they still got him for grounding because he did not throw the ball to the line of scrimmage. He's just lost it here.
Original line of scrimmage.
Rolled way outside the tackle box, Tom, but he thought
lost it down.
He didn't know where. He did not throw the ball enough downfield to get it back to the line of scrimmage, so he did what he did not want to do. He grounded the ball anyway.
Yeah, well, that's add insult to injury, right?
That ball did not get back to the line of scrimmage, huh?
10-yard. So the penalty is
he's frustrated. You don't see Rivers
pass.
this frustrated, despite all the numbers he is putting up. His team is 2-4 coming into the game today. They've lost 2 in a row and 4 out of 5. So you can roll up all the yards you want, Tom. They're not winning.
Well, like we talked about before the game, he had over 500 yards last week and only had 20 points.
They lost.
Yeah.
And they have not made the playoffs 4 of the last 5 years. Mike Cyphers into punt. T.J. Carey is back to return, but really just wants to catch the punt. It's a high, good Cypress punt to the top rim of this 4-deck stadium. Nobody's on him. Where are the Gunners? Carey gets wide. Kavell Connor, the linebacker, the former Colt, grabbed him. T.J. Carey saying he horse-collared him.
There's no flag. That was an obvious face mask I seen here, and I don't see a flag.
An official also threw his hat off. Is there no flag on the field at all? Raiders off their bye week could not be more lively, energized, creative, playing their best game in about 5 years. They've not punted the ball. They've scored every time they've gotten their hands on it. Carr, 1st and 10 under center. It's a stretch outside run to Murray. Big hole, 40, 45, stiff arm. Breaks the tackle down the sideline, now steps out. As he lost his balance up against the sideline. A creasing wide run there, and a stiff arm by Latavius Murray. The Raiders, Tom, cannot be stopped right now. A 24-yard run by Murray.
One of the things that Lincoln and I agree on, you run at him early and keep running at him, and then eventually, at some point, that defense has been on the field a lot. They're going to wear out, and you can run a lot.
And let me tell you, right now in the eyes of the offensive line, they are loving this because they are walking back to the huddle after that play, shaking their head. Yes, this is what we come here to do.
Donald Penn and Gabe Jackson, the left side of the line, both pulled here. Roy Halou Jr., his first run of the game, off the right side to give Murray a play off. A lot of Taiwan Jones today. First time we've seen Roy Halou Jr. In fact, the Raiders, for the first time all year, have all 5 running backs up and active for the game, and they've all had a roll time. Alawale, Marcel Reese, obviously, and now you get Halou Jr. involved, and Taiwan Jones has had a profound role in the offense, not just returning kicks after missing the last 2 games with a a foot injury.
Yeah, Taiwan is an interesting study because it seems like when he's healthy, every week he gets a little bit more, so they obviously have some confidence in him.
Raiders break the huddle now. Clock at 14, now it's at 5-4. See if the young quarterback can milk the clock. Handoff to Lou Jr. They got some penetration. The safety, the guy blitzed. And Rodney Hudson, the center, tried to circle out length to get him, but he could not get him in time, and it blew up the run play there.
Yeah, and as you look at the Chargers defense, they've got a lot of fresh bodies, not some of their starters or second and third stringers in there, trying to get some freshness out of this defense, because as Coach mentioned, they are pretty worn out.
And one thing you got to realize, they're going to start blitzing at you, run blitzes, or just blitzing, period, to put some pressure on you, because they haven't been able to do it just with a four-man line, so you got to, with your run scheme, you have to account for that.
John Pagano is their defensive coordinator. The older brother is Chuck, the head coach of the Colts. Mike Nolan, their linebacker coach, former head coach of the Niners. Carr under siege, rolling right. Lee Smith going to get swallowed up by Kendall Reyes. Going to be a huge loss here. Kendall Reyes, their defensive end of their 3-4 red band. And that's going to be a loss of yards. And for the first time today, Marquette King will come in and punt the ball. The Raiders had 7 previous possessions. They had scored 7 times, 4 touchdowns and 3 field goals. But now, Marquette King, midway through the third quarter, will punt for the first time.
Guys, on that last play, the protection broke down because Austin Howard and Lee Smith got tricked up with the Chargers blitz. They both blocked the same person and let a guy come free. It was just a protection breakdown.
Marquette standing at the Raider 33-yard line. Jacoby Jones also returns their punt. Big, tall punt return to at 6'4". Low punt, returnable, but of a bounce. Take 2 hops, a third hop. It'll roll away from the goal line, so the Raiders will quickly down it. And it's Taiwan Jones, not only a tremendous running back, but one of the best gunners in pro football. 37-6 Raiders trying to get to 3-3 on the year before the Jets come in next week and drop San Diego to 2-5. Rivers shotgun, gun run. Melvin Gordon, first carry of the game, the rookie, with a good run. Out across the 25, picks up a Charger first down. He does have an ankle problem, Tom, but I think essentially he was benched the entire second half last Sunday in Green Bay, in the first half and first half of the third quarter today because of a fumbling problem twice. Last week at Lambeau he fumbled. He's fumbled 4 times his rookie year and lost 3. In his second in the Heisman balloting to Marcus Mariota of Oregon last year. The Wisconsin Badger out in pattern. Rivers, deep shot over the middle, too high, almost intercepted. He overthrew Stevie Johnson, the former Bill and 49er, Tom, on the crossing route there. Ray Armstrong in coverage. Rivers, who is so accurate, one of the most accurate throwers in league history, has just been off today.
Yeah, he had plenty of time, too. There was no rush on him, no immediate rush up the middle anyway, and he just threw it poorly.
Just not like him. He will throw picks, but he will not throw the ball wildly to his teammates. Handoff Melvin Gordon, a gun run link, and the Raiders are all over it. Benson Mayowa in on the front now. Able to force that back inside where the Raiders swarmed it and slammed it down, led by Dan Williams. So perfectly played. Mayowa pushed it back inside of the run stuffer. Williams made the tackle.
Yeah, that time he did play it perfectly. The first time they ran that play, when he got the first down, he had collapsed inside and lost outside contain, and that's why it was such a big hole. This time he was able to force it back underneath, the right thing to do.
3rd and 10, San Diego. This is their favorite formation. Empty set, 3 receivers to one side. Green, Johnson, Floyd. And they single up Keenan Allen on the left side against Nico Thorpe. T.J. Carey help over the top on Allen. 3rd and 10. Rivers back, throws an out, cut right. Tipped and broken up by Malcolm Smith. The ball just hung in the air slightly, Tom.
Yep.
And Malcolm Smith got over on the tight end, Ladarius Green, and knocked it away. What a game for Malcolm Smith.
Yeah, that was a great play by Malcolm, and that was a long throw because it was all the way to the sideline, and so it hung a little bit by Rivers.
Malcolm Smith got this game started with the early interception of the first series against Rivers, and that time he could not have played Ladarius Green any tighter. And Green is a really fast running tight end. Remember, they don't have Antonio Gates today, missing with a sprained left MCL. There's Cyphers in the punt. The Raiders forced another quick series. They got 1 first down of the run by Gordon and fizzled after it. Cyphers, right-footed kicker, will twirl one to T.J. Carey. Where are the San Diego Gunners? There's nowhere to be found. Straight ahead, 40, midfield, and finally dropped on the Charger 49-yard line. Oakland Raiders all over the San Diego Chargers. San Diego has beaten the Raiders 6 of the last 7 and 19 of the last 23. Raiders have lost 3 straight times to them and 3 in a row here in San Diego. They've not won here since 2011 on a Thursday nighter when Carson Palmer and Denarius Moore had that huge game. Denarius, by the way, running back punts today for the Buffalo Bills in their heartbreaking loss in London. Carr, shotgun, looks right, throws right, caught. Marcel Reese bumped out of bounds by Brandon Flowers. And the San Diego 43-yard line. Derek Carr right now, Tom, has full control, full command of this Raider offense.
Yeah, he's doing a nice job with the tempo of the game. You know, not rushing it too much, but not slowing it down too much either, because the most important thing is to keep that clock running and move the sticks, and that's what he's doing.
And you want to throttle down a little bit. They've run some no huddle, a lot of shotgun stuff, and now they're huddling. Carr will stay in the gun. He'll have Latavius Murray to his right. They go to a 2-by-2 formation. Crabtree and Walford go wide left. Roberts and Cooper right. They flip the back. Murray. It's a slant gun run left to right. Gaping hole off the right sideline. Flag came in way late.
Way late.
Thrown by the back judge. Going to be a hold on the Raiders.
They're going to get Seth Roberts on the hold. The guy who was blocking is Robinson from the Chargers. And he had his hand up, but only the back judge saw
Holding.
it.
Offense, number 10. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Replay, second down.
Jerome Boger with the announcement, but that was called by the back judge, Tom. So you don't normally see a hold from that vantage point. Usually it's the umpire or the referee, but the back judge saw it behind the play.
Well, he's the one that's watching the slot receiver and the slot defender. So that's the one official that's got his eye on them. So he's the only one that could have called that.
Tony Steratore. Is that Gene Steratore's brother? I'm going to get a look at this guy. The great Gene Steratore came into the league as a referee the first year, the same year that Jerome Boger did. Here's Carr in the gun, 2-by-2. Throw out left to Seth Roberts, who held the last play, and he picks up some of the yardage back. Hit there by Robinson, their nickel corner, out on the San Diego 45-yard line. 4:26 to play. Third quarter, Raiders up 37-6. The clock will restart. Even though Roberts went out of bounds, they stop it momentarily, then they restart the play clock and also the game clock. Carr keeps him in the huddle until 18 on the play clock. The subtleties of a maturing quarterback to work the play clock down now with this big lead. 8-7, bunch formation right. Carr snaps with 6, handoff. Alawale, that wind back run, starting right, coming back left, and the Chargers slam it. Kyle Emmanuel, the rookie round 5 linebacker out of North Dakota State, was in on the tackle link as the Raiders are content to bring in Marquette King and punt the ball away as they ran the fullback on third down.
Not really excited about the play choice, a little conservative, but I get it. I understand you're up by double digits. Don't need to be foolish and then stop the clock.
It's more than double digits. It's 31.
Well, I mean,
we're talking multiple dozen.
It's double digits.
Well,
28, it's two digits.
It's 31, 37-6. It's 31.
31, I'm just saying.
It's not 10,
Yeah.
it's not 20, it's not even 30.
I'm happy to.
They lead by 31. Raiders did beat Denver by 45 a few years ago. They're going to take it to delay a game here.
5-yard penalty.
They took it on purpose. San Diego can decline this.
They could decline it. It's kind of a meaningless penalty right now. They were having a little confusion on a substitution here. So they just said, well, just take the 5 yards. It's not going to mean anything at this point in the field.
Yeah, I'm surprised San Diego didn't decline the penalty and make them pooch it a little tighter to the goal line. Marquette King will try to drop this inside the 10. You don't want to return it all by Jacoby Jones. You just want to kick it high and have the Gunners get on him. And he kicks it really high to the top rim of this 4-deck stadium. Fair catch called by Jacoby Jones. And Marquette King able to drop it in there. Was up 4 in 0.6 of a second. 10th time this year he's dropped one inside the 20-yard line. So let's just see if the Chargers can mount any kind of a comeback, Tom. But the Raiders are going to play certainly a softer coverage now. As we mentioned before, they're going to play a lot of nickel defense and just not let them get over the top on them with 2:50 to play, third quarter, up 31 points. Well, 37-6.
And on the other side, you would think that eventually, at some point, the Chargers are going to try to go downfield a bit more.
They've only taken a couple of deep shots. When Norv Turner was here, Rivers would take 2 a quarter, and he still drives the ball downfield more than most other quarterbacks. Melvin Gordon, the lone back. They fake the counter. Rivers back foot. Here comes a bomb. Throwing it into double coverage. A flag is down. He way overthrew Malcolm Floyd. Their deep threat. What's the flag for? The Raiders hold
illegal
there?
Contact.
Illegal contact.
It will not be a PI, though. The flag came out
illegal
earlier.
contact.
Yeah, it's only a 5-yarder.
number 25.
DJ Hayden.
5-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
You'll give him that time. You don't want to give him the PI. That ball was way overthrown by Rivers into double coverage.
Yeah, he just took a shot. Took a shot. Let's see if we can get something. Maybe go up in the air and catch the ball. And that's where they're going to go. They're going to go as much as they can on Hayden's side.
Yeah, tried to pick on DJ. DJ's played well today. Had the interception. And Malcolm Floyd he's their guy. They go deep to. Here's a run, counter run on a 1st and 5. Melvin Gordon cuts back inside, slips a tackle of Malcolm Smith. Actually, that was a 1st and 10. And he picks up about 8 yards. So it'll be 2nd down and 2 coming up for San Diego. They're not going to huddle. Rivers will get them together and then send the receivers out. Keenan Allen having a quiet game after his monster game last Sunday at Lambeau. He had a hip problem, though, didn't play. And the 4th quarter of that game, they're going to run Melvin Gordon again on 2nd and short. Lofton will wrap him up along with Malcolm Smith. He will pick up the 1st down, but not much beyond the required 32-yard line for the fresh set of downs. He gets that. 1st and 10, San Diego on their 33 with 2 minutes to go in the quarter. Rivers again. A check with me system gets him back up on the line. The Raiders sub out Benson Mayo. Well, they're not playing so fast that you can't sub. Raiders get all their subs in. They're playing their 5-man defensive front now. Dan Williams over the nose.
Well, the official is trying to help Joe Barksdale with his headgear, I think.
And we had a stoppage of play as Jerome Boger will stop. There's something wrong with Joe Barksdale, the former Raider.
Former Raider, 3rd-round choice, I think, wasn't he?
Yes, he was. And the Raiders changed blocking scheme, so after 1 year, they surprisingly, shockingly cut him. He went to St. Louis for 3 years, has started the last 2.5, and he's been a good player here, both playing right tackle and left tackle. Back under center, Rivers play action, looks out right, throws, catch Keenan Allen, and he's tackled by DJ Hayden after he picks up what should be enough for the 1st down, or very close to it, out to the 42, 43-yard line.
Chargers are playing without King Dunlop right now. Their left tackle, starting left tackle. They've got a backup.
Chris Harrison.
Chris Harrison is in the game right now.
Now Dunlap, Lincoln, missed the previous 3 games with a concussion. Now quick snap and a run to Gordon. He gets tripped up. Good line surge there by Khalil Mack. Penetration in the offensive backfield.
Yeah,
also Mario Edwards Jr. Tom got in there low and tripped up Gordon.
Lost about a foot, I think.
Mario Edwards Jr. playing and starting a lot with Justin Tuck. We haven't talked about Tuck going on IR. He'll miss the rest of the year. He tore a pectoral muscle last game 2 weeks ago in the home loss to Denver. So a big blow, but a chance for Mario Edwards Jr. to start, which he did last week, but play more snaps. 43 seconds to go, 3rd quarter, 3rd and 1 for Rivers. I formation, David Johnson, the big blocking tight end, lines up as a fullback. Allen goes in long motion. DJ will bump out and pick him up. They run Gordon, and Gordon will pick up the 1st down on 3rd and 1. I can't recall the Chargers link running out of an I set more than today and putting Rivers under center to run the balls. They've gotten more and more behind. They're running more under center.
Yeah, and they've got Melvin Gordon back there, so obviously with their bigger back, they want to try to do it. But as you mentioned, maybe just setting the Raiders defense up for something, maybe to go downfield, might be here on this play.
They better hurry. They're down 31 points. Last play of the 3rd quarter here. 4 seconds, 3. Rivers gets it off, throws underneath, cut route inside to Keenan Allen, and he's tackled there by Amerson into Raider territory on the final play of the 3rd quarter. San Diego will have a 2nd and 1 on the Raider 45 when we start the 4th quarter. First play of the 4th quarter, gun run. Melvin Gordon coming right, pecks forward and picks up the 1st down, dropped on the Raider 43-yard line. 1st down San Diego as we start the final 15 minutes of play. Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. To see how much you could save, call Geico at 1-800-947-AUTO or visit geico.com. The Raiders have outgained the Chargers through 3 quarters, 388 yards to 185. They've rushed for 115. They've passed for 275 in a tremendous afternoon of solid football in all 3 phases of the game. Rivers sends Stevie Johnson in short motion. Will stay left. Rivers out of a shotgun. They blitz Malcolm Smith. He's got him, and he'll sock him back on the San Diego 46-yard line. Again, an A-gap blitz, Tom, from Malcolm Smith, and he was all over Phillip Rivers. He could not run away from it at all.
Right up the chute, too. I mean, it wasn't like he was hiding. He was right in the middle, right behind the nose guard.
Dan
and
Williams
just came from there. Somebody forgot to slide.
He does that a lot, Link. He
Center.
reads which side Williams slides on, and he'll come up over the other shoulder.
It was the center that forgot to slide.
That's exactly right, Coach.
9-yard loss on Malcolm Smith's sack, 2nd and 19. Rivers and the Chargers offense has been grounded to a halt. Rivers looking left, sidearms one, caught. Stevie Johnson, first down at the Raider 31-yard line. Johnson, who played last year, he admitted afterwards he had a down year with the Niners with a torn MCL. Picks up 20 yards there. Good player in Buffalo with 3 straight 1,000-yard seasons. Just got behind zone coverage there, kind of a cover 2, as the corner handed it off to the safety, and the Raiders didn't get there in time from the back line. Rivers looking right, taking a shot over the top, and a double coverage. Charles Woodson comes over and hip checks Malcolm Floyd, and the ball pops out incomplete. Boy, the safety Woodson arrived right on time, Tom, to get to Malcolm Floyd once the ball hit his fingertips.
Yeah, Charles read that perfectly, because that ball, as soon as that ball was in the air, he knew even before that he hit it that way.
He gave a little nod to the corner, then turned it back upfield on a vertical, and Charles Woodson, with his incessant video study, is so well prepared, helped DJ Hayden over the top. 2nd down and 10, Chargers on the Raider 31. They only have 2 field goals today. They have 3 receivers right, 1 left. Green runs a crossing route from left to right, wide open, caught it, 20, down the sideline. He's going to score a touchdown. No one stopped him there. You could see that coming. Just ran a crossing route and then turned up the sideline, and no one pushed him out of bounds. 31-yard touchdown for Ladarius Green as the Raiders again blitzed Malcolm Smith, and that left the middle wide open.
Yeah, they blitzed Malcolm Smith, and then somebody forgot to cover him. Somebody should have him man-to-man if it was a blitz.
Ladarius Green has certainly been held down with Antonio Gates' tremendous career here in San Diego. Ray let him go. Little crossing route. I thought that TJ Carey Link would be able to make the tackle, but he took a very poor angle out there in space and allowed him to turn the corner.
Yeah, and then Hayden, who was playing corner on Allen, couldn't get off of the block. Yeah, you're right. It was a misstep. Somebody messed up.
Now here's Lambeau with the point after. The Chargers finally get a touchdown here. It comes early 4th quarter. We still have 12:58 to play, and the Raider lead is now down to 3 scores. They're going to move San Diego 6 guys to the kicker's right towards Rivera. Will they onside kick this? They do. They pop it up in the air to Rivera, and Rivera had it, lost it. The Raiders still get it out of bounds. Either way, it's Raider ball. Larry Asante got it. Either way, whether he recovered it or it went out of bounds, the Raiders will get the ball back, as the Raiders were well prepared for it, led by Brad Seeley, their special teams coordinator, as the Chargers went for the onside kick
57.
here. With the score down to 37-13. So the Raiders, a great drive start, take over on San Diego's 47-yard line. Today's coverage of the NFL is brought to you by Bayer Contour Next. Are you ready to take your diabetes management to the next level? The Contour Next meter makes testing easy and highly accurate with a close to lab level results. Contour Next, accuracy you can trust. Raider coaching staff with a tremendous plan today, and the players executing it in all manner. 13 personnel, 1 back, 3 tight ends. The lone back is Alou Jr. Andre Holmes, the big blocking receiver, goes in motion. They pull Rodney Hudson, the center, run him off the left side. Gabe Jackson also a pull. You're loving this game, Link, as he rolls out for about 3 or 4. 3 tight ends. You pull the left guard, you pull the center. You are just eating this game up, aren't you?
Big men in space. I am having fun watching this one.
We all are. What a game. Raiders up 37-13. They've had some nice wins in San Diego in recent years. They won in 2011 with Carson Palmer on that Thursday nighter at a great game. Denarius Moore was brilliant. The year before, led by Jason Campbell, they won here 28-13. The Super Bowl year, Link, of 02, you won here 27-7. And the big game was also played here. That didn't go as well. Alou Jr. going to run left, cuts back right, and he gets grabbed by Melvin Ingram Jr. and dropped on the 41-yard line. So they're using Roy Halou Jr. here late in the game time. Not Latavius Murray and not Tywan Jones. We're going to Halou Jr.
Well, I'm not sure why they're doing that, but obviously they feel it's a little quicker, not as fast as Tywan Jones, but a little quicker than Murray.
I see Tywan over on the Raider sideline. Murray has his helmet off, Link. Is he okay?
I haven't gotten a report yet, but I'll try to get one right now.
He had a shoulder injury the last couple of weeks. He's been bothered by the shoulder. 3rd down and 4 Raiders on San Diego's 41-yard line. Carr in the gun, 2-by-2 formation. Looks right, throws. Juggling drop by Andre Holmes. The ball was thrown behind him, Tom, on a slant route. He was the outside receiver with Clive Wolfer, the tight end, inside, and One of the few poor throws thrown by Derek Carr. That ball was slightly behind the big Andre Holmes.
Yeah, he should have, if that ball had been inside, the defender had inside position, but you got to use that body, and maybe it was supposed to be thrown that way because that's the way Andre ran his route, expecting to throw it on his left hip.
Marquette King into punt. Now timeout. Jacoby Jones going crazy is calling for a timeout. Do the Chargers have 12 on the field, or Jacoby Jones, their punt returner, was jumping around looking to stop the play with a timeout? I'm not sure if they had 12 on the field or not, but he did not want that ball snapped. They must have had 12 on the field. So we'll see. Good move by Jacoby Jones to call the timeout if he didn't like it. Later in the broadcast, we are going to name the Farmers Insurance Smart Coaching Move of the game. At Farmers Insurance, the more you know, the better you can plan for what's ahead. Get smarter about your insurance at farmers.com. It's a hard one to pick, Tom. Offense, defense, special teams. The Raider coaching staff has this team tremendously prepared to play the game today, and the players are executing the plan perfectly.
Yeah, they got to just hang in there, though. They can't loosen up too much.
Still a long way to go. 11 and a half to play. There's Marquette King, ball down, trying to end over end it. Aussie rule style. It'll take a bounce, and it will go into the end zone for a touchback. The Raider Gunners could not get there in time. The Raiders have come here and completely annihilated the Chargers so far.
Right now, Raider Nation is partying on the stands behind the Raider bench. One half of the stadium is silver and black, and they are loving it.
They're counting it down. 11:21 to go to beat the Chargers and get to 3-3. Rivers in the pistol. Oliver behind. They're going to run him again. A lot of runs here down the big score. And Brandon Oliver able to pick up just a couple. Dan Williams comes over from nose tackle to make the tackle for the Raider front, along with Stacy McGee. Rivers back up on the ball, 2nd and 7. San Diego, 11 minutes to play in the game. Phillip Rivers, past Dan Fouts earlier this year. He's thrown more touchdown passes than any Charger quarterback in history. Back, check down, sidearm throw. Stevie Johnson rocks inside on T.J. Carey and Malcolm Smith and picks up the first down. Able to rock right in between both the safety and the linebacker, Tom, to get the first down across the 30-yard line.
Yeah, they're going to, the Raiders are kind of content in giving them those underneath passes like that because they take up a lot of time, even though they're moving the chains.
Stevie Johnson got 8, 1st and 10. Rivers in the gun. 2 receivers right and 2 are left. Rivers shotgun, a blitz by Malcolm Smith. A hot throw out to Brandon Oliver, wide open on the right side. He's knocked out of bounds by DJ Hayden. They blitzed Malcolm Smith again. Now the Raiders later in the year, Link, they didn't blitz at all the first couple of weeks, getting more and more. Now Malcolm Smith is blitzing a lot.
Well, they're trying to get pressure on Phillip Rivers, but here's the thing. When they blitz, they're also leaving some big holes uncovered. That happened on Green on that touchdown, and that time Oliver coming out of backfield.
Now here's a gun run to Brandon Oliver coming right. Well played by Khalil Mack. Well, he got penetration time from the defensive line, forced Brandon Oliver to change his route there wide right, and Stacy McGee made the tackle, but tremendous pressure from just a run-stuffing monster, Khalil Mack.
Yeah, they're doing a good job as far as the run is concerned, but right now, when they do come or try to put some pressure on with a blitz, as Lincoln said, they're leaving big gaps in the coverage.
2nd down 11. Benson Mayowa in. Going to rush an Alden Smith spot on the outside right. Khalil left. Now Mayowa drops into coverage. Played it perfectly. It went to a check down to Brandon Oliver. And Mayowa was right there, Link. It's like he knew the play as he dropped there. Kind of a zone blitz. It's a 34 defense, so the both linebackers won't always come. But the Raiders picked the right choice there. Mayowa dropped into coverage and was right there when Oliver caught the ball.
And it was obvious by Phillip Rivers' read that he thought that Mayowa was coming when that 5-man pressure. So that's what you got to do. You got to change it up every now and then.
Ken Norton Jr. varying the fronts, the back end, and he's confusing one of the most expert quarterbacks, a true master in Rivers. Inside rush by Khalil Mack. Rivers throws, caught, first down. And that is Inman. Dontrell Inman, the big wide receiver, the former Toronto Argonaut of the CFL. On that in-cut, 12-yard pickup to Inman. There is a Charger down.
Hayden is down.
Well, DJ Hayden is down, but also a Charger, Orlando Franklin, is down. And their offensive backfield rolling over in pain. He had missed their previous 3 games with a high ankle sprain. The former Denver Bronco tackle turned San Diego Charger guard is down, and DJ Hayden also down. We'll take a break. 37-13 Raiders, 8:45 to play. Nico Thorpe will play one corner now. David Amerson will play the other. T.J. Carey Around the line, Charles Woodson playing really deep. Rivers going to roll after a play action to his right and throw the ball away. Stevie Johnson came back to the sideline, but it was not there. Well, Rivers just threw it into the Raider bench.
Well, I think he was trying to hit Ladarius Green in the flat area or on a screen or some kind of a short route underneath after the play action, but Green got caught up in the wash. The Raiders wouldn't let him get out of the backfield.
Phillip Rivers, 23 of 38 today for 215 yards. Way down from last week when he was 43 of 65 for 503 yards, 2 touchdowns and no interceptions. Rivers with Oliver circling out right flat, cuts inside on Malcolm Smith. What a move there by Oliver. Little 5'8 guard, 5'8 running back, made the inside cut. And he still slipped through the pile. A flag came in way after the play.
It was late, but it was well deserved.
Who's it on?
On the Raiders?
No, it's on the Chargers.
One of the Chargers came in there
How did
late.
Oliver get through that miss? He wound up about 2 or 3 yards upfield. Here's Jerome Boger.
After the play was over, dead ball, personal foul, offense, number 76.
Tyreek Burwell.
With a late hit.
Fluker.
DJ Fluker.
15-yard penalty. Still a first down.
They moved Fluker inside. Link, he played right tackle last year, and he's so big and lumbering. He was getting beat in space, and he's just a better suited to play guard. But still, you get him matched up one-on-one, you can beat him.
Well, that time he was running down trying to help clean up the pile while the Raiders trying to gather tackle. So it was a well-deserved call. But you guys mentioned it was late, but it came late. But it's a flag against the Chargers nonetheless.
The old pick off of the pile there.
Oh,
He got a shot on Khalil Mack.
Yes, he did.
Good news, DJ Hayden back in, playing the Raider left cornerback. Nico Thorpe still playing right corner, going to bail out now. Rivers throws a quick screen out to Brandon Oliver. Ray Armstrong is there, along with Benson Mayowa to make the tackle. As we approach now, we're actually under 8 minutes to play in the game. 7:55 and rolling to play here in San Diego. Raiders up comfortably by 24, but with Rivers and his ability to explode on you, you're never quite comfortable till the gun goes. 3 receivers go left, 1 right is Keenan Allen. Love his formation, a 3-by-1. Allen singled up on Hayden. Rivers looks and now throws the out cut. Green dropped it. He got over the top of Ray Armstrong on the corner route. Rivers put it right over Ray's reach, and Ladarius Green flat out dropped it. Big break for the Raiders there.
Big break for the Raiders because there's nobody else. The only one left was Charles Woodson. He was the only one left between the Green and the end zone.
And Green scored their touchdown a moment ago, and had he been able to secure that ball, there's no reason he would drop it. He took his eye off the ball right when it hit his gloves. 3rd down and 6. Chargers are playing without Antonio Gates today. A sprained left MCL. Of course, he missed their first 4 games with the performance-enhancing drug suspension by the league. His last 2, he's been terrific, but out today. Rivers looks left, throws Stevie Johnson, caught it, fumbled it. Is that a catch fumble or an incomplete?
It's a catch, but he was tackled immediately.
Oh, so the official called it a complete?
It'll be about the same time. The line of scrimmage and where he caught the ball and then fumbled it and recovered it, about the same spot.
It's 4th down anyway.
It's 4th down anyway, and they're going to go for it here. They're not going to kick a field goal. They're down 37-13, 24 points, so they're going to get back up on it. Play clock at 20, 7:15 to play. 4th down and 7 for Phillip Rivers. One of his final bullets to fire here. 2-by-2 formation. Rivers shotgun. Oliver to his left, 4-man rush. Rivers steps up, throws, it's batted away, incomplete. Superbly played by David Amerson, but a flag came in. 2 come in well after the play. What is the flag for? Over the back?
One of them is going to be pass interference. I don't know what the other one's going to be.
Well, Rivers is running upfield to argue with the official, Tom. He thinks it may be against San Diego here. What's the flag for? Did Amerson reach around and climb a back? There's 2 flags. Are they separate violations? The back judge threw 1, and he is now explaining what he saw.
1 came for the back judge, 1 came for the side judge.
The side judge is going to call PI. He dropped his flag before he was going to throw it.
Here's Jerome
There
Boger.
were 2 fouls on the play, both against the defense. Holding. Defense, number 24. That penalty is declined. Pass interference. Defense, number 29. Spot the foul. Automatic.
I didn't see the Woodson hold, Tom, so I can't comment on that. But did you think Amerson interfered on that play?
From here, it didn't look so, but he was on the other side of the field, so it's hard to tell.
What'd you think, Link?
Well, Amerson did have his arm hooked around the waist of the receiver, and he hooked him just a little bit. That turned the receiver's body towards the back judge. They're going to call that every time when you turn the body.
Game's not over. 1st and 10. San Diego. on the Raider 20. Look for Rivers, take a shot, end zone right now. 3-by-1 formation, 3 left, Ladarius Green right. Rivers back, check down middle, Brandon Oliver. He's tackled by Ray Armstrong. And Charles Woodson on the Raider 12. Rivers going to get him right back up on the ball and snap it. 6:45 to play in the game. They are down 24 points. Exactly 3 scores. Well, they've got to go for a 2-point conversion after they score, if they score. Oliver comes left, cuts back inside. Little Oliver twist move there, starting outside and back in, right to left. Picks up the first down. 1st and goal to go, San Diego. Alden Smith taking some plays off, will come in now and replace Benson Mayowa. San Diego letting the clock roll here. 6:20 to play in the game. Now they have 3 receivers left. Tight end is tight right. Oliver to the right of Rivers in the gun. Rivers looking middle, comes back left, throws back in the end zone, throws the ball away. No one was there.
Nobody there at all.
And was he outside of the tackle box?
No,
That's grounding.
It should be grounding. It should be grounding.
He was not outside of the tackle box. Who was he throwing the ball to? There was no one in the back left corner of the end zone.
That's right.
Well, they're conferring about it right now. The refs are conferring about it right now.
I think Boger will throw a flag here after they conference. No, he's
There's
not.
no foul for intentional grounding. The quarterback was ruled to be outside the pocket when the pass was thrown.
Really?
I'd like to see the pocket width is deemed one body outside of where the tight end would be. Or you go by the hash marks. I'd like to see a replay of that time. Looking at it live, I don't think he got outside.
No, I don't think so. He shuffled a little bit to his left, and now it's about it.
Still between the hashes. He was not outside the pocket, guys.
2nd down goal, 8-yard line. Again,
way.
they get a replay. They empty the backfield. Danny Woodhead goes out right. So 2 receivers right, 3 left. Ladarius Green is the inside tight end. Allen outside, Johnson outside. Rivers flushed out, throws right, overthrew Woodhead. Now, it's easy to overthrow Woodhead. He's so little, but Rivers is just not on point. Good coverage there by T.J. Carey, rolling up over to Danny Woodhead. Raider defense confusing Rivers. 3rd down and goal.
Well, that play before that he was no way outside the tackle box. He took a half a step to his left and then threw the ball.
Should have been grounding. Would have been a loss of down plus the yardage. 3rd down goal, 8-yard line. Again, at 3-by-1 formation, 3 left. Ladarius Green, one-on-one with Charles Woodson, up right. Woodhead to the right of Rivers, shotgun, 3rd and goal. Woodhead out, wide open, nobody covered him. Touchdown Chargers. Well, you know he's going to go out in pattern, Tom. He's caught more footballs this year than any running back in the league. He had 76 catches 2 years ago, and he went right flat, and no one followed Woodhead at all.
Well, that should have been, I guess, Curtis Lawton. He was the closest linebacker to him, and he was in the middle of the field. There's no way he should be there. Just in poor position to make that play.
And he was inside. How could he get out there?
Yeah.
So San Diego has to go for 2. They were down 24, or 3 multiples of 8, so they got to get 2 after every score. And it's 37-19. This to make it a 16-point deficit. That's a huge play here. The 2-point conversion. Rivers in the shotgun. Now they flip it. It's a 3-by-1, but 3 go right, 1 goes left. Ball's on the right hash. They can put it on either hash when they go for a 2-point conversion. Inman, the tight end, goes in motion, so they're going to break the 3-by-1 and go to a 2-by-2. Rivers looking left, throws back in the end zone, caught. Ladarius Green converts the 2-point conversion. And the Raider lead, once at 37-6, is now down to 37-21. All right, Josh Lambo's going to onside kick this again. Raiders, Tom, the same formation. Tywan Jones comes up to the 30-yard line. So they're fully anticipating a onside. You got Michael Rivera to the Raider right behind the original wall. So 8 are up front. San Diego again will move 6 to the kickers. Their left, the Raiders right. He's going to punch this ball, pound it in the ground, and pop it up in the air. It goes up. The Raiders wall it off, and Rivera makes the catch. Beautifully done. Textbook. Great coaching and beautiful execution by the Raiders special teams unit. As the front line walls you off, Tom, and Michael Rivera gets in behind and makes the catch.
They did a better job of walling off the front line that time, and there was nobody to hinder Rivera at all.
And let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. You're listening to Compass Media Networks. This is the NFL. Derek Carr. Raiders go 1st and 10 on their 48-yard line. Chargers have 2 timeouts remaining. 5:58 to play. I formation, Alawale ahead of Murray. Stretch run. He gets wide. Tries to turn the corner here and dropped after a short gain. Only a yard or so. Dropped on the 47-yard line. And San Diego is going to very quickly call a timeout here, Tom. They've got to score twice. So Mike McCoy's going to burn him right here and now with 5:52 to play.
Yeah,
he takes a timeout.
It only leaves them 1 left. I think they had.
Yep.
They had 2 remaining. That gives them 1 left and the 2-minute warning. You know?
You are correct. They have 1 more timeout remaining with 5:52 to play. Hey, football fans, if you are in search of in-depth analysis and information about the NFL and college football, do you crave high-profile interviews and strong opinions on controversial topics? Go to the iTunes store now and subscribe to the Airing It Out with Craig James podcast, hosted by the former SMU and NFL running back star with the New England Patriots, Craig James. Airing It Out with Craig James. Subscribe today at the iTunes store. Airing It Out with Craig James. Of course, at SMU, the Pony Express with Eric Dickerson, the former Raider running back. Derek Carr, 23 of 29 today. 280 yards, 3 touchdowns, hitting on over 79% of his throws. 2nd and 9. Derek Carr, straight drop, going to throw a lob over the top, and it's overthrown. Interesting call there, Tom, on a 2nd and 9 to throw the ball, stop the clock, not force McCoy to call a timeout. They tried to get a one-on-one matchup there with Amari Cooper against Jason Verrett, and Derek Carr overthrew him.
Yeah, they were trying to get a big play. You know, they know they're playing man-to-man at this point. They're not going to be zoned because they're going to put pressure on you all along.
Derek Carr breaks the huddle now, 3rd and 9. Raiders going to put Carr in the gun. Again, have blockers to each side. Roy Halou Jr. to his left. Lee Smith, the great blocking tight end, to his right. Slot right. Cooper inside of Crabtree. Roberts left. Carr throws the outcut right. Comeback route catch by Michael Crabtree. First down Raiders right at the sticks. He's got it on the San Diego 38-yard line. Expert route there. The comeback route, Tom sat down, did not go out of bounds, and he makes the catch.
Yeah, it was more like a stop route, really. He sat down and faced the quarterback and made sure of the catch and made sure that he stayed in bounds.
Such a good route runner. Great hands, just ran just a stop route. And then he backed up on the route, but it was the stem of the route, the way he was able to drive Flowers off, that was the key to it. Crabtree's just been a tremendous Raider. 6 catches, 63 yards, the touchdown today. 1st and 10. Raiders on the Charger 38, offset out of the left. Alawale lead play. They also pull Gabe Jackson, this time left to right. Latavius Murray finds the sledding tough, though, picks up only a yard or so. A lot of pulls today, Link. One of the few times Gabe Jackson, though, went from left to right on that fullback lead.
Yeah, they were trying for the old-fashioned 46 power, and, Latavius Murray usually has great patience and great vision, but that time he just decided to lower his shoulder and try to run over some San Diego Charger defenders.
Mike McCoy, Tom, will take his final time out of the game with 4:58 to play. Now, part of your thinking here is a field goal. If the Raiders kick a field goal and go up by 3 scores, it won't end the game, but it'll really help. So, as you're play calling here at 2nd and 7 on their 35, you want to score a touchdown, but you want to get in the Janikowski field goal range.
Yeah, you want to get in the field goal range, but more than that, you want to make another first down. Another first down will get you way down close to that 2-minute.
Yeah, they're out of timeouts now.
Yep.
So it'll exhaust you. You have a 40-second play clock. You make a first down here, you can take it down to the 2-minute warning. And it's going to be a true eye. Alawale and a true eye ahead of Latavius Murray. Lee Smith, Clive Walford. Strength is right, double tights. Lone receiver to Amari Cooper left. It's a handoff. Murray off the left side, breaks a tackle, and then dropped on a 2nd down run on their 31. Lee Smith getting into it after the play with their rookie linebacker, Kyle Emanuel. He wanted to pop him in the back, but he backed away, did not take the penalty. So now with no more timeouts left, the Raiders can milk the clock here. You're already into field goal range. Right here would be a 50-yarder. So it's 3rd down and 4. Play clock at 20. And 4.5 to play in the game. Now Derek Carr has them huddled up. Play call comes in from Bill Musgrave, the offensive coordinator, calls it from the Raiders sideline. They break the huddle with 10. They go into a true eye. 3rd and 4. Same formation, double tight, strength right. Smith and Walford, a little quicker snap, handoff. Murray got sledgehammered. And a flag came in very late. Thrown by the side judge, and now Donald Penn has to be pulled away from a Charger. Don't take a flag here. Melvin Ingram, Link, and Donald Penn have to be separated.
Not sure what the penalty is. I think it's against the Raiders.
Would San Diego decline the penalty, Tom, and make a choice on 4th down? And what kind of penalty is it?
Well,
Let's see.
they'll get them out of
field goal range.
Field goal range,
yeah, depending on the penalty. Now the officials again are in conference. Jerome Boger. It's the word
There
from
are
his
2
crew.
fouls on the play, both against the offense.
Oh, boy.
Holding, offense, number 72.
Final
That
plan.
penalty is declined. After the play was over, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, offense, number 72.
Did he do anything to
15-yard
respond to
penalty.
Ingram?
No, he didn't.
4th
I
down.
didn't see him do it.
That's cheap right there.
Twice he's gotten a personal foul. The one on the goal line when he got kicked by Corey Leggett cost the Raiders a touchdown chance, and now he takes this one. So, did they take the penalty?
Well, they took the penalty. Why are we punting?
It's 3rd down.
It's 3rd down, yeah.
What are you doing?
It's 3rd down, Raiders,
Third
right?
down. Yeah, it's 3rd down.
Oh,
Why?
it was a post penalty. It was a post play penalty.
Oh, it was?
Yes, it was after.
Oh, they
so,
accepted the personal foul afterward. Okay,
yes, it was
All right.
after the play. So it is 4th down. So that is really a tough penalty.
They have elected to accept the penalty as called. 3rd down.
Oh, there you go. Decline the penalty. It'd be 4th down and maybe in field goal range.
It would be 4th down, yeah.
All right, watching the play back, Donald Penn flipped Melvin Ingram in the air and then drove him, and it happened right at the end of the play. So I think the officiating crew, after much consternation, got it correct. It happened during the play. So now they're still going empty time.
Yeah, I don't understand this.
Now they're going to motion Taiwan Jones.
Taiwan's going to come back in from the other side.
Yeah, they were going to do it.
Now the Raiders are
Timeout
calling
Raiders.
timeout.
Wow.
Well, they wanted to see what they were going to line up in, I would imagine.
Well, isn't this going to be just a gun run?
Well, I hope it's a run of any kind.
Right. Well, there's no one, unless Derek Carr keeps it, there's no one to run.
I wouldn't do
Right
that.
now, he's naked. It's an empty set. There's no one in the offensive backfield. Now, I think they are going to motion link, and you got the clear from the sideline, the clue that Taiwan Jones was going to come back to the offensive backfield.
Well, the last play, Taiwan started in motion before they stopped the play. Yeah.
All right. Maybe just line up in an eye and hand it off.
No, that would be too easy, Papa.
I don't.
I mean, that would be too easy.
You know what? I think they're going to do it. Like, they're bringing Latavius Murray back into the game.
Okay.
And I think the quarterback may go under center. They may gun run it, but the point Tom had earlier, you want to run the clock.
Yeah, I agree.
No matter how this play turns out, you'd love to get 20 yards and get the 1st down, but you want to run this clock, and if you throw it, you're going to stop the clock. They've got to score twice.
They're going to run it.
So Murray's the lone back.
If Derek Carr throws, this is
Lee
his
Smith,
check.
left wing. Carr hands off to Murray off the left side, breaks one tackle. Atachu will drop him. The Raiders will bring in Marquette King, but now, Tom, the most important thing is that clock begins to wind. We have 35 seconds to play in the game. We're going to hit 4 minutes, so the Raiders can punt this ball with about 3:25 to play. To even take the delay of game here, just let it run all the way down.
You're good. Yeah.
I don't think they're going to punt the ball before the delay of game. They're just walking out of the field now, and the play clock's at 17, 16, 15 with 3:40 to play. So they're going to wind the clock probably all the way down and take the delay of game. It'll be up to McCoy whether he wants to decline it or accept it. 6 seconds, 5, 4. They're not going to snap it. 3, 2, 1. It'll hit with exactly 3:25 to play in the game. Delay of game, Raiders.
Oakland.
Oh, they called timeout.
This is a 30-second timeout.
Well, that's the other way you could do it.
Just hope you don't need that timeout later in the game.
Well, you don't really need it.
Well, if they tie it, you never know. But so they did elect. Well, the clock went to 3:22. That's not right. It'd probably have to be at 3:26 if they called a timeout. Well, the clock operator here in San Diego. What's the deal? Is Red Auerbach on the clock here?
Must be. Disregard.
Yeah, had some ridiculous malfunctions of the clock the last game. I don't know if you saw that Monday nighter against the Steelers, Tom. They had a kickoff. It was a dead ball touchback, and they ran 18 seconds off the game clock.
Yeah, you know something.
And the clock operator left the stadium and never explained anything. Is that right? 3:22? It does not add. It should be 3:26, right?
I'll take the 3:22.
I'm with you, but I don't get it. How'd that go to 3:22? All right, there's the snap from Kondo. King standing on the 41. They're going for a block here. Well, not a full out. They still got a couple of jammers on the Gunners to give Jacoby Jones some blocking. He's not going to. Ball goes over his head. It'll bounce into the end zone for a touchback. Not a great punt there by Marquette King. Another touchback, and the Gunners could not get down there. Alawale from the middle and Taiwan Jones from the outside. So, 3:13 to play. And the Chargers, this is not out of the realm of possibility here. They're down 16 points. They've got to score 2 touchdowns. They have no more timeouts left, but they do have the 2-minute warning. And you know, Rivers is going to try to drive it downfield or take some big chunks to get down there. Raiders are going to drop their back line deep. TJ Carey, 15 yards off the line. They're playing 3 safeties deep. Larry Asante in the middle of Carey and Woodson. He's at 17 yards off the line. Woodson and Carey backing up at 15. Rivers a check down to Woodhead. Gets a block from the center. Robinson cuts inside and dropped on the 28-yard line. Clock will roll. 3:05 to play. Little check down to the back Danny Woodhead. They're going to have to drive it down the field here. They got to score twice and make a 2-point conversion after both. Raiders a 3-man rush. They'll drop 8. They've got 4 at one level and then 4 behind. Bad throw behind Keenan Allen. DJ Hayden covered him well. DJ's had a good game and back into the game despite the shoulder injury. Well, the Raiders have taken Keenan Allen out of the game. He's made his catches, but not like he did last Sunday in Green Bay. Clock stops with 2:47 to play. 3rd down and 3. Chargers. And the Raiders rush 3. And they drop 8. Rivers over the middle, looking, throwing, wide open Allen, 45, tries to get out of bounds, tried to cut to the sideline, but Ray Armstrong kept him back in the middle. Nice play by Ray. Clock will roll. Chargers on their 42 with 2:32 to play in the game. Rivers back in the shotgun. They got to go fast here. They got a 3-by-1 formation, 3 left, 1 right. Rivers back. Rivers short check down to Woodhead. He'll get out of bounds. He's picking up 2 or 3 yards. The Raiders are at this prevent coverage time, rushing 3, dropping 8. There's nowhere to go with the deep ball.
Well, they're not going to be able to get it deep, but they can get it. They have to throw in the middle of the field in order to pick up yardage, of chunks of yardage. And then, but that means you can't stop the clock.
2:19 to play. Raiders again rushing 3. Khalil Mack and Benson Mayowa, Stacy McGee in the middle. They're playing 3 safeties very deep. There's Rivers back. Underneath throw to Allen. Slips through a couple of tackles, but they do drop him on the Raider 49-yard line. DJ Hayden and Malcolm Smith combine. See if they can get off the play before the 2-minute warning. They have to hurry. 2:08, 2:07, 2:06, 2:05, 2:04, 2:03. Rivers gets it off in time. A gun run as the play will be stopped after this with a 2-minute warning, so they'll run it. And Woodhead will get inside the Raider 45. He's dropped on the Raider 44-yard line. Here's a screen to Danny Woodhead. Fluker late to get out to block, but still Woodhead uses that big body to duck underneath him and pick up a San Diego first down to the Raider 34-yard line. 1:45 to play in the game. Rivers back in the gun. Exactly 100 seconds to go now. Raiders rushing 3, dropping 8. Rivers back, steps up, and they're going to get him. No, he threw the ball out before he got sacked. That should have been an incomplete pass. Alden Smith, Benson Mayowa, Shelby Harris all collide length, but Rivers just got that ball out a nanosecond early to avoid the sack.
Yeah, you know what? I'm surprised. I was still surprised because they didn't even blow the whistle, so I didn't know it was dead. I thought it was a live ball.
Pretty good,
could have been an empty hand and a fumble.
Yeah, a pretty good move by Shelby Harris over the nose that time.
Shelby playing today. We were brought up from the practice squad. And the Raiders now a stoppage of play on the incomplete pass.
Yeah, but somebody must have called time.
Well, they had Barksdale was slow getting up. Barksdale was walking off the field. He was injured.
Joe Barksdale. He's the former Raider, the only Charger to take every snap this year on their offensive line. They've been ravaged by injury. Of course, the big injuries today, no Antonio Gates and no Eric Weddle. On offense and defense, 2 of their best players out. They're going to have to drive the ball in the end zone here, Coach. They got to score twice. They got to cover an onside kick.
They're going to have to mark some time off, don't they, on the clock?
That was a incomplete pass, is what they ruled that.
Yeah, but then they stopped the clock for the injured guy.
Because of the injured?
Yeah.
Well, a minute and a half to play in the game. They did not wind any clock off for Barksdale's injury. Raiders rush 3 again. Quick screen to Woodhead. Block out in front from Fluker. Boy, look at the block he just laid. And Woodhead able to run for a first down. DJ Flukerling just buried Malcolm Smith.
Yeah, when you allow that big body to get on you like that, it's not good for Malcolm Smith, that's for sure.
He's 339. Last year he played as high as 354, he said. He is a man and a half. Throw out left, Woodhead catch out of bounds, pushed out by Hayden. That'll stop the clock on the Raider 19. Now the Raiders defensively, Tom, but this three-man rush and dropping 8 prevent is San Diego's moving down the field, but it's taken them the entirety of the game to do it.
Yeah, they haven't given up any big plays. At this stage, Joe, they've got to go to the end zone.
And they've got to leave themselves time to do something after the onside kick if they recover it. They go to a 2-by-2 formation, 2 left, 2 right. Ladarius Green, the tight end, is tight right. Woodhead to his left. Raiders rush 3. Ball is flying. There's a flag down. San Diego may have held. Rivers throws the ball away. What's the flag for? They're one of the Chargers hold.
Chargers holding.
That'll be an offensive hold and a big one there. As the Raider three-man rush link still able to get through there and force the San Diego hold.
Holding. Offense, number 60. 10-yard penalty. Replay, second down.
On the center, Trevor Robinson, former Cincinnati Bengal and a second-year Charger, playing today for Chris Watt, who's missing again, but both a groin and a concussion. So San Diego continues to take their shots, but they're running out of time now. 2nd and 17, Chargers back on the Raider 29. They have 56 seconds to score. They got to score 2 touchdowns, and after each, make a 2-point conversion. Rivers, three-man rush again. Throws, it is caught by Keenan Allen. Falls down after he made the catch. First down on the Raider 11-yard line. Got behind the backer, Curtis Lofton. Ron Bull never did come back into the game, did he, Lynn?
No, he didn't. He was injured with a knee.
Rivers back on the ball. Shotgun. They got to go end zone right now. Barksdale may have pulled out early. The right tackle. No flag. Throws to the end zone. Caught! Flag down. Allen. Did he catch that ball before he went out of bounds?
Pass interference offense.
No, it's on Allen. They call Keenan Allen for a push-off on Nico Thorpe.
Pass interference. Offense, number 13.
Wow.
10-yard penalty. Replay, first down.
Did he catch that ball, though, and keep his toes in?
He might have caught it out of bounds, though.
No, he called it. It was a touchdown, but he was pass interference.
Yeah, it was like the catch he made last week at Lambeau was just like that, just amazing, where his body is fully extended over the sideline. He got his toes down, but apparently, Tom, when he came out of the stem of the route, he pushed off on Nico Thorpe.
He must have, yeah.
Right there.
He pushed him out of the way, yeah.
Raider coaches were talking a lot about that. As he goes to the back shoulder, he'll grab your shoulder and not allow you to spin to his back shoulder, and they got it. They called it. Here's Rivers, screen out to Woodhead. Hayden misses a tackle. Woodhead breaks a tackle. Woodhead gets out of bounds. Nope. No, he did not. He is tackled in the field of play, which will keep the clock rolling. Great tackle there by T.J. Carey before he got to the sideline. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11. Rivers will clock it. A flag down. The Raiders had a 12th player running off the field late. Alden Smith did not get off in time. Well,
Alden was trying to come on, but they were down the guy short.
That'll be 12 men on the field, which will move it in, but still, they have 10 seconds to go. They got to score twice. I don't want to say it's over, but it's very close.
12 men on the field. Defense. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
All right, they're going to have to score right now. I don't know if this is physically possible to do what they have to do. They're going to have to recover the onside kick, and that's going to expend some time. They've got 10 seconds to go, so they've got... How do they do this?
They run out of time.
They're really not going to have time. You don't want to say it's over here. This stadium gave us the holy roller, the impossible dream of a play. Well, you never know, but you kind of know. Raiders still rushing 3 here, even at the goal line. Rivers back. Rivers looking left, throwing, caught. Woodhead touchdown. He is able to beat McGill on the out cut here, so they'll go for a 2-point conversion. The only way they could do this, you can recover the onside kick in a couple of seconds, Tom, is to catch the onside kick and run it back into the end zone.
Yeah.
Which has happened before. Actually, it's gone the other way where it's happened. The receiving team runs it back. But anyway, Rivers and the Chargers battle down to the end, but the Raiders said it's too big of a lead. They were up 30-6 at halftime and 37-6 after 3 quarters. Now, if the Chargers don't get this 2-point conversion, then it will be impossible mathematically. Rivers in the gun, Woodhead to his left. 3 receivers left. Ladarius Green, or pardon me, 3 receivers right. They flip it once, and it's a bunch. So 3 right, and Green is left, watched by McGill. Rivers throws, caught. Ladarius Green out in the middle there, and it's a 2-point conversion. Well, here we go. It's 37-29. They have it down to 8, but how do they recover this onside kick? I guess it's possible to do that in 6 seconds time and have one last play, a bomb at the end zone.
Yeah, one last play because they need a touchdown. They don't need a field goal. But the Raiders just, they've been on the field a long time. Their defense, they're playing loose, but they're playing sloppy. They're just all standing around.
Yeah, the ending of the game, the fourth quarter from a defensive perspective has not been great.
No.
These 2-point conversions, the coaching staff is greatly agitated with how they played them, but they did force San Diego to work so much time that they've rendered themselves almost out of time to fully complete the comeback. But they got to recover the onside kick. That's the first thing. The clock will not start to move until it is touched by a player. So if San Diego could somehow recover this, they could still squeeze off one last play. Will they kick it the same way towards Michael Rivera? When's the last time a team attempted 3 consecutive onside kicks? They're going to put 6 to the Raiders' right time. Lambeau's left.
Watch out.
Here comes the onside kick from Lambeau. High in the air it goes. Rivera's got it. He'll take a knee and the game will be over. The Raiders will have one victory snap, and that'll be it. They will beat the San Diego Chargers here to take their record to 3-3. And now we can hear them. The Raider Nation beginning to stir here in Southern California. They know it's over. And they will have one more kneel down to complete the victory. The Raiders will go to 3-3. The first time they've had a record this strong at this point of the year since the 2011 year when they were 4-2. Jason Campbell broke his collarbone right after the death of Al Davis. The trade for Carson Palmer, they wound up 8-8 and 1 game shy. Derek Carr will take a knee, and that is it. The Raiders have won here for the first time since Carson Palmer was the quarterback in 2011. They beat San Diego 37-29.